everybody. Welcome to the stream tonight. How's everybody doing out there? Thank you for joining us.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we are.
Hello, everybody.
Running.
Welcome to the stream tonight.
Oh no, I didn't mute my Twitch, so they just heard me say hello twice for the third time. All right, we got a few team members with us tonight in Discord, and everybody's gonna go around and introduce themselves because we want you to start getting used to everybody's voice, and we'll be going back and forth a little bit, talking about creating power sets, laying out some mobs, and just showing how we generally get content in the game, along with pretty much whatever else we could throw in. Go ahead and we'll introduce ourselves, starting from the top. Aaron, we'll go down the list.
Hey everybody, it's Aaron Victoria, producer, creative director, and program director for the project.
Welcome everybody. Chad Dulac, content director and art director, general headache maker for every programmer.
That's true.
Sean. Sean's here as well. He's our. There he is.
John was next in line, but I'll take it. Sean Miller, QA director, and the biggest pain in everybody's backside.
The very biggest.
That is also true.
We got a few of them because that's what it takes to make a good product. Again, my name is Frank Ambrose. Jaximus is the name that you guys will know me as. That's my signature character, and I'm head of systems design. So once again, welcome everybody for joining us tonight. How's everybody in the chat? Everybody's makes sense that ground cars would be boring. Everybody with money would be flying in the sky.
We got our ground vehicle. I think I got one in there right now. One of the test vehicles, the ground vehicles.
These are just our model vehicles. These are our placeholder vehicles. We'll put it. These are our prototype vehicles.
This guy prototype. You're gonna make sure you are the number one prototype user.
Be careful, the cars can hit you now.
When I set up those pedestrians where the cars could hit them. Those pedestrians are like, come on, man.
Are you saying there's cars moving around that we can ride?
No, you can't ride them yet. You don't need to ride cars. What do you think this is? CO? No, but we're still working on tech to sync everything with the server. And so for right now, everything is client side until we can, have the proper servers to handle that kind of physics demand.
Yeah.
There we go. I think I can work now.
Is that you, John?
Yeah, I'm Jonathan, lead programmer, I believe. Yep.
Don't try to off-put it. That's what you are. Accept it.
Welcome, John. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, sorry, my microphone wasn't working there.
Oh, that's all right. We only program video games. What is this fancy Discord thing we're messing with?
That's how I felt when I first got in there. I was like, how do I click to join a voice call? Just click on the thing that says voice channel. Why? There should be a telephone somewhere. I just need a telephone logo. There's a telephone logo to disconnect. I was like, oh, what the heck is going on here? You're gonna need to restart, Frank.
I am. I'm restarting it.
You're dealing with that weird hang up bug. It's still there. It's so crazy because me and John and Eric were trying to figure that out. Eric's still trying to figure it out. He's like, oddly, it has something to do with the new shader framework. He's like, when I removed all the new shader framework you added, everything is back to normal in Project Gargon. So I was like, that's not good. Shader shouldn't affect networking at all. So I was like, I gotta look into that because that is very scary.
Did you guys get the updates in for the character creator?
You're about to see.
Maybe. Might have.
We're about to see. What's good to know though is John is here.
John is here. John is the guy. He is the man behind the character creator.
He's the man behind pretty much everything now.
I mostly make bugs.
Can't make
John was-
content without making a few bugs. You find the bugs. He said he makes the bugs.
Yeah, quiet over there, Sean. We don't want to hear from you. We don't want to hear from you right now. We'll hear from you later a lot.
Now you don't ever want to hear from me.
Best worst QA. What are you doing, Jax?
Doing things and stuff.
You froze up for a bit.
Oh, did it freeze up? Oh, things and stuff, man. Stuff. I was actually I was fascinated by some of the members on the forums who spent the time to go through and take clippings of the last stream.
Yeah,
and post,
I saw that.
Just post what things that they were like, oh, hey, this is what we saw. This is what, as far as power sets go. So I was gonna click out all the things, see how many more pictures somebody will take. And I teased everybody. I was like, hey, would you guys like a full list? And everybody, yeah, of course.
Boy, they're gonna
So-
love that full list.
They're gonna love that full list. They're gonna love that.
Jax, you want to tell them about the character gen changes that you're gonna be doing? I already told John, but you might
Yeah.
want to share with them
Yeah, we can. Some of the characters
because I know they're gonna see it now and be like, I didn't see anything change, but there's a lot of changes. Well, not a lot, but a few minor changes.
So with Valiance, some people might be familiar with other games where there's more of a focus on this up here, this name up here, where it talks about your archetype, and that's perfectly sensible for a lot of people that have played games in the past that have archetypes, but there's actually a large community of people out there that have. It's surprising to me. Actually, I just recently met somebody at work. There was a new hire in our company, kind of young, and this kid never played an MMO, never seen anything, and I'm like, he plays hundreds of hours on all kinds of different games, but he's never contemplated an MMO. So I thought it was fascinating to ask him a couple questions about how, type of a character generator would work and a couple things like that. And he was a good example of what I thought a good philosophy would be, is that we're trying to make it so that you pick your primary, your focus, and then you pick your secondary, because you want to pick what you want to focus on as a character, not necessarily an archetype where you pick a type of role, but you pick okay, well, I want my primary to be damage, I want my primary to be defense, I want to focus primarily on supporting people, and these are decisions that we make while we're making our character. Well, welcome. I see more names in the chat, and so to go along with that, we're going to make some changes to the character creator here, where basically you won't see this side of the screen, the right side where this is your secondary. You won't see this until your primary is selected, because then it'll focus your eyes a little bit more on, okay, well, you have to make this choice before you can make this choice on the right side. That'll assist with not focusing necessarily too much on the archetype. Now, we do know that there's a lot of people that want to pick, while you guys are on the website, you're looking at a lot of things, a lot of the archetypes on the website, and you're like, ooh.
I see the ZZ is asking if we got the car gen updates in, and yes, we did. Not the very latest ones that's coming, but the ones to get everything back functional.
So you'll be looking on our website and you'll be like, oh, projector. You'll be looking through all these and you'll be reading the descriptions and you'll be like, oh, hey, I want to play a Sentinel because that just as an archetype sounds interesting. So for that occasion, we're still going to have that ability that you'll be able to select archetype, but we are definitely focusing on you pick the character that you want to play, and then your archetype will be assigned to you. So
You want to
going
you want
along
to
with
tell them
that,
the importance. You want to tell them the importance of your archetype. What extra it is besides just a name. What benefit
oh
you get
yeah, of
from your
course,
archetype itself?
yeah.
Because I don't think we've talked about that at all.
No, I don't think we've really talked about the fact that so you pick your primary and you pick your secondary, and then when you get assigned an archetype, you're actually assigned a third set of pool powers. You could call them that they're your powers that are assigned for that archetype. So, like for example, if you pick defensive and you end up with a Titan, that third set will be where you expect your Titan type powers to be. That's where you'll find your taunts. That's where you'll find a lot of your ways to protect your allies. That's where you'll find different ways of generating aggro or staying alive in situations. Those things are not actually inside of each of the archetypes, and this allows us to free up more space because there's a lot of things that are universal in a power set when you're talking about different um, power sets that are being used in the same archetype. And by doing that, it allows us to free up more creative design options. It allows us to take those slots and instead of just having dozens and dozens of copies of identical powers, because that's what has to be done in order to match the archetype that it's being played as, we have a third power set that you get assigned according to your archetype.
Yeah, I really like that too because you actually one of the things I love about role playing is giving players the ability to play the way they want. If someone wants to play a Titan and they want to play a Titan with a strong focus on using their archetype as the backbone of their character, they can focus on using the archetype pool for the focus of their development, or they can use, their primary or secondary power set still, or a mix of all three, or one or the other. And I think that really opens up a lot of interesting character build types by having that extra pool power alone.
Yeah, I mean it allows us to have that core foundation of, hey, here's your foundation. If you want to play a role, here's your power set that
Yep.
allows you to play that role. But then it also allows us the creative freedom that when we're making your primary and your secondary options, we don't have to limit those according to what archetype they're going to be played as. We can put some pretty crazy stuff in there because let's say you do pick a Titan and you don't want to play it as a tank. That's perfectly fine. That just means you don't pick anything from that third pool and you go really crazy with your primary and secondary choices. Um, so it's more freedom because we did approach the idea of trying to make a fully freeform system where you get to choose anything from any power set in any way, shape, or form. But the problem with that is while freedom is nice, the problem that you run into is that too much freedom allows things to be chosen that are very uncomfortable for the player to play with. So even though things may be like, hey, I want to do this, I want to have an assault rifle while I'm throwing fireballs, while I'm running all these defensive things. Not even talking about the fact of balancing those on one character.
Yeah.
We won't even talk about that fact. That's a whole
Yeah.
separate story. But just talking about you playing it as a character, it doesn't necessarily always work out into the benefit of the player's enjoyment. You may think, not saying that somebody would be like, "Oh, you think that you'll enjoy that, but you actually won't." But what actually happens is it's a negative feature to the game. So, question: since you said the
The,
primary would always be more powerful than the secondary, how would you balance characters with mostly primary set powers as option with those with mostly secondary sets of powers? It's a good question, but the answer is that you can play something that is entirely leaning in one direction or another. It just would mean that your character would be unbalanced. There's a reason why you have a primary and a secondary. Like for example, let's say you wanted to play a brawler and you went with 100% melee damage. Well, because you picked absolutely no defensive powers, it would be pretty rough for you to stay alive and actually deal that damage. The purpose of having a primary that is supported by a secondary, it allows you to take advantage of both to a much further degree than you could any one by itself. So you can do it. I wouldn't recommend that. I even posted the other day that somebody was like, well, how many travel powers can you have? Well, theoretically, you could pick 15 different travel powers, but I would not recommend the combat viability
Yeah.
of that character. So same thing here. You could pick all of your primary powers, or let's say you picked a brawler and you picked all your secondary powers because you were trying to make the most tankiest of tank brawlers that you possibly could. Well, yeah, you can do that. It just wouldn't end up being a completely, probably well-rounded character. But if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to put up any artificial walls to stop that.
Also, I see Diseasy is asked about psionics, and yes, we have psionics. Quite a few psionic. We have psionic projection and psionic melee, I believe.
Yes, we do.
We were actually going to be using psionics for the Starborn as the starting area character, and then we decided it wasn't systems appropriate. But they have a lot of psionic abilities.
Sweet gives you more freedom. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Fireblade. Let's see. Just reading more questions now. Appreciate everybody talking in the chat. We're definitely paying attention to it. So the optimal way to build would be always to use most primary power sets. No, it would not. The optimal way of building can vary. So we're talking about very broad things. Like, for example, we're talking about an entire primary set type character. Well, that might be more viable for different power sets than others. So a super strength type character, primary as a brawler, focusing only on super strength may not be very viable without any defense because super strength has very limited CC. But on the other hand, if you're running a negative melee type power set, which has an awful lot of CC, then it might be more viable to run a pure primary type character that way. So different sets have definitely more positives and negatives. So some sets you'll want to lean more heavily on your secondary, and some sets you'll want to lean more heavily on your primary. Or for example, your primary you might only need to pick 3 or 4 powers out of the 9 powers from your primary in order for you to feel that gives you the ability to deal enough damage. And then you could focus even more on your secondary. So it allows you definitely a wide range of weakness of choices. We don't. My goal as systems is I'm going to work very hard to make sure that everything falls within about a 10 or 15% power scale. So the graph of power, some things are going to fall a little bit above, some things are going to fall a little bit below, but nothing should be completely without its viability chances, and definitely nothing should be so far above that they're really the only viable options.
And I see Diseasy is also asking, can we have a psionic projection and control, like a basically damage and control? I think we have they're separate. Like Jaximus doesn't really like mixing. He rather make specific power sets for a specific purpose. And like you were asking about telekinesis and Green Lantern construction powers. We have mimetic melee, which is the mental construction powers, where things are built kind of like the Green Lantern builds things, and telekinesis would be its own ability too. It wouldn't be kind of like the normal comic book where telekinesis and psionics are identical or a combination.
So
Fireblade has a good question.
Can you pick any kind of sets for your primary? No, there are limitations to some sets. Some sets are strictly primary only, and some sets are strictly secondary only. And that's because if we didn't do that, we couldn't have some things. We couldn't go as extreme in some situations as we'd like to. So it's a trade-off. So let's say I want to make a very extreme secondary set that will allow you to buff your damage as a range character. That set will focus much more heavily on supporting your primary set than most other sets would. So, in something is that far into an extreme, it falls into the category of being a utility. And the utility type set rarely, well, never really would be primary set because it's a utility set that's meant to maximize the efficiency of your primary set.
That's easy. I see you also further explained it, and yes, you'll be able to do that. If you choose a manipulator power set, you'll be able to have your range control power set, whichever one you choose, and your range damage. So if you do psionic control and psionic projection, you'll be able to do that as your manipulator.
So since you can choose any set as your primary, would you? Secondary. That specifically, so Fireblade said, what I'm saying is since you have to choose any set as your primary, you wouldn't have to worry of taking a whole bunch of powers from your secondary set just to accommodate your character's concept. Energy manipulation would not be accessed as a primary set. It says I want to control and damage. Yes, that's what I actually have selected right now. That's a manipulator. Is that your primary is control, your secondary is damage. No, you can't have primary as range and secondary. That would be.
Jax,
It'd be a little bit hard.
I think you need to set your mic sensitivity, Jax, because you're fading in and out. And it sounds as if your sensitivity setting is too high, so it's requiring you to talk really loud before it fades you out.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, I've made an attempt to fix. Excuse me. Yes, you can throw things with your mind and damage things. We haven't gotten around to discussing whether or not we'll interact with world things as to how they would affect your powers, like aka pick up bigger objects, they'll deal more damage, because that's just something that'll require a lot of testing. But we do have the technology to do that.
Yep, that's what I was telling Jax the other day about that. I was like, I want to put that to use with telekinesis and was it magnetic control? Metal control is the one you were working on. And I said I'd like for our programming team to put some effort towards, like initially you'll just be able to grab world objects to use just naturally with your ability. As you cast, you'll just see world objects being grabbed and flung at your enemies. But like Jax was saying, we always want to try to go that extra mile and allow you to do things that are more epic too. Like maybe you want to pull down a building's antenna system or something, and maybe have some type of channel while you're trying to pull it down, and yeah, something more epic. But yeah, we definitely want to have world interaction as part of your powers. Oh, and shadow manipulation is the only one we have in that manipulator class available. That it's the only one available because it's the only one that has the visual effects applied. That's why you're only seeing that. I saw you trying to scroll it.
Yeah.
The other ones haven't had the visual. I don't think that one got finished.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't that? Yeah, you were supposed to be making that one.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Not making it, but finishing the client side stuff.
Yeah. Also, with being able to generate powers and picking up things from your environment, hard to picture unless you've done it. But trying to imagine doing PvP type combat where you know people flying around with super speed, super jump, flight, teleport, all those things. You may run out of objects to throw. So yeah, you'll definitely be able to generate as a backup.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, we really enjoyed answering them questions, but get off of this screen, go into the game.
You're gonna create a new character. Put some style to him.
Yeah, man. Style to him. Let's see. Which power set?
Just go with your normal brawler.
Tank.
Brawler.
Brawler.
You know Frank ain't no tank.
Manipulator, please.
I'm a
Oh,
tank.
and legacy with the manipulation.
Real tank.
Not the fake tank. Change it. There you go. I knew it. John, I see you got it set up where you get that default selection now. For those people who just want to put their name in and just jog to the end.
Yeah, most of them are in there. There's a few things it doesn't automatically select yet.
It's looking good, man. I like it. I like it.
As QA director, I really like this new charging. I really do.
Me too, man. Me too. We lucked out, man. We've had a lot of really great help building the visual look, and I was trying to have the female finished up. Gosh, I gotta remember to do that. I'll do that tonight. I gotta add the appearance. I gotta set the appearance index to separate the hair from the
Eyebrows.
well, no, the because that laurel wreath, there's a hair mesh there that you can't see, but the index. Oh yeah, and that'll actually do that too because the index is off. So if the index is appropriate, then yeah, you see the hair color itself change and not the hair accessory, which would be the second option on the hair. Yes.
Yes, he's out.
I also have to bring back set the sliders back up and do the separate slider panel for the face.
Yeah, and on the colors, as you probably noticed as well, it's off by one position. I'm trying to fix that, sorry.
No problem, John. It's looking good, man. I really love what you did with the blade, with the rotating blades. It really came out really nice.
I thought it would actually be a little harder to make than it was. It's surprisingly easy.
You always say that. Like, I thought this was going to be much harder. I never programmed a rocket before.
Yeah, after 70 hours of no sleep, and then he goes, "Oh, it worked. Okay."
And you got to change the pelvis. I was going to try to get these the icons, the new icons added. Yeah, there you go. I'll have the sockets and stuff set up sometime later. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look, Legacy's over there like, take my cape off. Take my cape off. It's crazy.
No, I give you permission. For I am kind.
His cape isn't colorable. So you work with what you got. There's so many more customizations for the mill that I haven't got to get in yet. It's such a time-consuming process.
I don't know. That hair might be a little bit too bright. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
It's something about it. You don't know what it is. It's okay, Legacy. If you're frustrated about him wearing your cape, you could put on Paramount's outfit. I didn't even notice Bear's in here. Paramount's in.
Oh, bear that. All right, what name
Yeah.
we doing?
I gotta fix the collider for the back too. Do
We need a name.
Bowl Caesar.
How about Lazarus?
A Lazarus.
Yeah, it's like Lazarus, but not. And it's got laser in it, so.
That's the cool thing about making superhero characters. You always have to find that name
Always
that
gotta
you think
find
that you think people are gonna see and be like, "Oh, how cool!"
Just name him Salad.
It's like when with my old Sea of Heroes character, one of my friends was like, "What is a Viticus?" And I was like, when I was in the military, I was stationed in Korea. This one of my friends caught me playing a RPG game. He was like, "You into that, man? You into that stupid sword and sorcery crap?" And he was like, "I ain't calling you Aaron anymore. From now on, I'm calling you some kind of. It needs to have some kind of Roman medieval name, Viticus. That's what I'm gonna call you from now on, Viticus. And last name Gladius, Viticus Gladius. That's what I'm gonna call you from now on." And he literally called me that the whole time I was there. And it just kind of, every time I play a game, I just went with it. One day he was like, you're really using that nickname? That was a dumb nickname." I was like, I just kind of rolled with it. I was like, I started using it to be funny, and it just kind of just rolled with me.
Yeah. That's how I got my nickname too, the C4.
You got
spelled
your
out
name.
phonetically. Yeah, big from the military.
The military always giving us creepy names. They gave you that nickname from that accident you had. You're rubbing those batteries together.
And there we go.
Orange Julius Cyber. Wow. I mean, it actually you look like you look like a character from Skyforge. I gotta get
Or
that
from
real.
Six Flags.
Wow. Well, you got a diss on Six Flags, man. Let's see what happens. You're gonna come in there with, you're gonna have the elf head with some random hair.
Oh, I did this.
Did you not stop the game completely?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I guess I need to update that too.
Yeah, it spawned me in the water like it has him right now when I just created one.
So you need to do a stuck. Sorry. I thought I updated that. I forgot. Orange Julius Cyber. Oh, you do it in the support menu option now at the top left of the menu, the very first one on the menu. Or yeah, you could fly out too if you want.
Well, devs can fly out, but
Remember about that power though. I also did not overwrite the
Super speed on one word. Or was it admin super speed?
admin super speed. I think super jump is the only one I didn't add admin to.
yeah, it's all one word, and
You gotta
I don't know if capitalization matters.
Yes, capital S capital is, I think it's admin too. Capital S capital S. Yep.
Careful, you're giving away all our secrets now.
I know, everybody knows the commands.
Everybody on Twitch knows the commands are going to be like busting through buildings now.
It's okay. They don't have admin privileges on the server.
Well, how would you get them, Aaron? Why don't you tell us?
I'm not gonna do that. Do you got it? Isn't that it right there? Isn't it showing right there in your effects? You have to run. You have to enter run mode again. Tilde.
Microphone activated. Microphone muted.
Also
The tilde key.
Yeah, no, did it.
But you're still walking.
See
that's
that?
weird.
Oh,
Saying the
flight-
zone.
Oh, energy's not coming back.
I don't think you had landed long enough. Do
Okay,
your
fine.
equipment. Give yourself the equipment boost.
Huh?
I said, give yourself the
Power?
the max power boost.
Yeah.
You know, you may not be able to fly, but the lawn looks great.
Tell me it don't.
I'm on it yesterday.
Oh, it's affected. Yeah, what is it?
Add equipment boost. No, equipment boost first, and then in parentheses, equipment boost.
Remember, it's a couple seconds behind.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's not just.
It has capital E, capital B too.
Bugs. Okay, shit, Aaron.
Huh?
What else?
You got to do the capital E, capital B,
I already.
and then max all caps underscore power, comma, and then the value in close parentheses.
That's not it. Didn't work the last time either.
Yeah, it did.
XP.
You got power has to be in all caps too.
I like that the character profile over on the left by his name's got a little swagger to him when he walks.
We caught somebody photo bumming
Oh
the
yeah.
background.
Funny.
It's just weird that your power isn't coming back.
So would it
Actually.
work in walk mode as well as run mode? Because
What?
he's still in walk mode.
Because he can't go into run mode because his power isn't coming back up. You got. Hold on, I'm about to send you the command because something is
No, I mean Yeah, just send me.
I'm just gonna send it to you. You just copy paste it.
Hey Ben, what's up, Ben?
All right, there you go. And make sure you remove the space off the front. It's in Discord.
I got it. No worky. Alright. Yeah. You guys seeing exactly what we do. Well, that's not true. Usually the systems guy isn't in this situation. This is QA.
A lot of great effects that were in there. You guys noticed there's particle effects, there was the flying cars, and the lighting effects that they had for the nighttime was all a lot of the great texture and things that add more of a realistic feel to the type of graphics that we're looking to try and put as permanent fixtures for the game.
Yep. I see old Ben Jones in chat. Ben sent me some superhero poses for our new wallpapers. Got some from Legacy. we're going to be doing for some cool posters for our signature characters. Now that we have our females, we're getting female outfits refitted. We're going to have Siren soon, Wind Song. Who else? The villain. Sakura is being done now too. Oh, I can't wait. So much nice stuff coming. And then it's time for the PvP battle.
Oh my word. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for PvP. That's actually, I can't wait to herd first 50 mobs into a storage container and then nuke it. But that's just me.
Let's see, Ben, you like that? You like the hologram effect, huh? I was just talking to Jax about some ideas I have for the character generator. I talked to John about it too, or not the generator, the actual character select, but basically as you amass characters, they all pretty much line up alongside each other for the character select, and as you pick a character, the camera will pan to whoever's you selected, and then they'll step forward. And if you have villains and heroes on the same account, they'll kind of go into somewhat of like a standoff, kind of like a standoff mode. And if you choose like your character, they become the character, or they become the loading screen. The character, like if you have just heroes or just villains, you know, they'll do, you know, whatever signature pose you choose, and they'll become your loading screen. And if you have like villains and heroes on your account, they'll kind of go into a standoff in the loading screen. After you select the characters, the loading screen will be your heroes and villains kind of lunging toward each other or attacking each other, and they'll freeze, and that'll pretty much be your into the game loading screen. I want to see what people think about it when it's actually put into effect. What just happened, Frank?
Restarted. That thing happened on the server. That thing happened on my local server I was telling you about, where it gets frozen, and then if I hit enter, it just like populates 3 pages worth of stuff.
Ben, you keep wanting to redraw it. I'm telling you, man. That loading screen is legendary. That's that original Valiance. That's that baby Valiance. That's when Valiance was taking shape.
That's when we had deer pigs.
We still got deer pigs, but we won't talk about that. We won't talk about that publicly. Jax, you're over there having a hard time with that login. How'd you get back under the...
Didn't save the logout.
Go ahead and land so you have some endurance.
And then you have to hit tilde. Land and then let yourself... There's an animate. The animator changed, and you need to kind of let yourself settle. Or
Land, you're there you go.
Remember, I'm a few minutes or
yeah,
a few seconds ahead of you.
a few seconds, yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Did you try to throw the boost command in there? I sent on Discord. Jax, did you?
There we go. Yeah, I think the local server was getting hung. That's why none of the.
Oh, I thought you were on the live. I thought you were on the live server.
No, because remember I was gonna work on mobs, so I got.
Yeah. True. I forgot. There it is. I don't know what you were putting in wrong.
I actually did. First, that was a copy and paste. The same thing. It just wasn't server was locked up.
You gonna try the super admin super speed?
That sexy city.
Look at that non-artist building. It's crazy because sometimes I look at this and I'm like, man, we made some great progress, and then I think about just how much is left to do. You trying to land on that ledge? Yeah, we got some work to do on movement too.
Huge improvements. Huge improvements.
There he is.
There he is.
Sean. Sean's like, hey, hey.
Up.
Oh, you need to stop the game and then overwrite area, or overwrite when you can. Just overwrite area sans cielo with area, with area sans cielo working. Open area sans cielo
We need
working.
the command to spawn the trainer.
/spawn NPC. Oh, hold on, I'll just send it to you. Hold on, I'll send it to you. I need to send you the new command list anyway.
Yeah, you know, once the live server hits, you're going to be hit with all these invalid commands. That
Everybody's going to be trying to put in the commands.
I might do like I had on the test server for a while and have everyone has commands, has admin command rights, just to see how crazy people go. It's like, come on now, we're doing PvP. Why do you have freaking 10 million health?
Yeah, but that's only going to frustrate you to the point that you tell it that if anybody does any of these commands, they automatically get booted and banned from the game.
Wow, Sean. Dang, Sean, you go from tossing people out of your apartment by the seat of their pants to banning people for something we allow them to do. Oh, Frank running around back and forth. I just sent you.
I don't
check.
have time to look at that. I'm doing a stream.
You can grab it out of the doc. Hold on.
Oh my
I'm typing
God.
in. Hold on. No, I'm typing it in.
Nice.
All right, there it is. It's in Skype.
These guys, these test mobs. We're gonna have some fun with making some real groups of test mobs. Maybe it wasn't the best idea to put him in the middle of these mobs.
They're not doing any damage.
Well, I'm
What level?
I'm level 50.
I was like, what did you? I was about to say, what did you level up to?
Level 50. Yeah, loot's gonna be auto collect. Cause I was like, yeah, you know what? As soon as you heard like mobs into an area, and you have to click on every single one. That's gonna be fun.
You put the advancement trainer in the middle of a brawl.
Help me advance. I'm in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, I clearly still need to fix that bug with the selection effect on the particles.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about. Is because some of the particles have a mesh on them. So I think you have it set up where it collects every mesh below the parent. Maybe is that how you have it set up?
Yeah, it just grabs all mesh renderers. I need to sort it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So everything, even the rocks, are selected. But I also added the new selection shader too, because that one's more. The current one is more of a selection effect, and we wanted to do outline, so I put the new outline shader in there too, so we can do a proper outline. So it isn't, and it also does the multi-mesh. It has the multi-mesh support, so you don't see those massive seams where your characters are kind of put together. We also have to work on that too, John. I forgot. I keep wanting to do it. Look at Frank trying to scroll. He's trying to scroll. That scroll takes forever.
There we go.
Yeah, I fixed that. I just haven't told that window the right options to fix it.
Oh, okay.
What is that green stuff flying around? That is effects that are going to be updated.
Yeah, those are basically when you select a mob, we have it where when the selection collects every one of the actual geometric meshes below its top parent. And unfortunately, we hadn't considered that some of our visual effects have meshes for to create certain effects. So it's also selecting visual effects meshes.
Do we plan on fixing that? I think it'll be in there about time we launch.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully sooner than that.
yeah. Well, I think he meant next week. I mean, when
Yeah.
we do the alpha launch. So, I told somebody. I told you, Frank, man. God dang it.
Yep.
Dang you people.
It's a feature. It's not that pretty. All right, so let's look at making some more mobs right here. How about that? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun.
You need to put some actual level 50. I think Chad made level 50s all the way up to level 50 for the perpetrators too. So their level 50 docs are in there.
Hop over to the map.
I also need to get those new in combat movement animations set up too, because current ones look very odd. Trying to blend multiple layers. Oh, you buying something from the asset store, huh? What are you getting?
Oh my goodness, why did it click on the asset store?
Buying some new mobs?
Yo, man. Yeah, lunch next week.
Get you some of those good old MOBA mobs. Oh,
All
did
right.
you grab make sure you grab my latest from the SVN too.
Run another update. Sure, I have.
Cause
the
I
latest.
fixed at least I think I fixed the soldiers for soldier commanding. Well, at least the first one anyway. The lowest level. Yeah, there we go. You can probably grab the one of the spawns we already have and use it to assign the new ones.
Yeah, it was updated revision.
And then you're gonna need to restart your local server too, because those have some server file changes in them. I used your. Hold on, let me pull it up. I believe it was level. Yeah, use your level 3 mob advancement tables on those, because I didn't think they were supposed to spawn at level 1, so I just
No,
used
they're not level 1. They're level 4, I think.
the soldier, the lowest level soldiers.
Yeah, these
Pets.
ones. These ones. Oh, for the pets. I don't know. Grab.
Looks like a few people were having a hard time seeing with night too, so we need to get those time of day server commands in. Probably even add a command to set it to a certain time of day and lock it, so that during our presentations we can switch to different times of day and then have the server kind of stop sending calculations for changes. What did you do? What did you just change? Did you overwrite the? Did you
So
over? Oh,
I'm gonna export the new mesh and the whole thing for these new mobs that I just made.
Windows. Window to
Where
the
am I
right.
at here?
Window to the right.
MMO.
No,
Yeah.
and then MMO tools window.
Yep.
And
Save.
did you overwrite? Yeah, you have to save that as and then save it as area sans CLO. Overwrite the original. And then you'll be able to use the tools window because it bakes all that data to the area sans CLO server data file.
Oh, overwrite that.
Yeah, and it'll if you try to do it otherwise it'll tell you that there's no area sans CLO working folder. I like how you have those mobs all close together.
That's what I want to do. I want to fight them all at the same time. All right. Override.
Yeah, I see Cyan Pill said it's an alpha lunch, just a slice of bread, pretty much. It's right out of pre-alpha, which is basically the concept stage, a step beyond concepting, and then you hit alpha, and it's just the very tip
And didn't I need
of
to
the
run
iceberg.
something in the tool?
Say that again.
Didn't I need to run something in the tool?
Yeah, you did the. What did you just do? You did the.
Yeah, and then I did the fix and save spawns.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to rebuild the navigation mesh, window,
That's right.
navigation, and then you need to rebake the navigation grid.
Take all.
Um,
Following.
yeah, then you're gonna go to bake, and then you're gonna choose the option bake at the bottom. Well, it's in the middle at the bottom of the options. And make sure you have where it says advanced, click that and check the height field option or height map bake.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah, then just click bake.
Then I restart the server.
And then after that you do your fit, you do your fix to ground, and then you do your bake. You do your save. And
So
did you
know,
set up
guys.
did you assign all those entity documents for the
It's just
mobs you
copying
want to
these mobs.
spawn? Oh, okay.
But
I
I
think
know
those
that
are
a lot of the people,
what level 5s, I think.
yeah, they're 4s and 5s. I know that a lot of people are watching and are like, "Oh my word, this is so like not exciting work that's being done right here." But you know that we purposely wanted to show a few of these things because just to show an example of how what it takes to get content into. And I didn't even make any custom mobs. I simply I'm copying things. I'm making every shortcut that I can, and these are still the amount of time that is involved to just add a little bit more content to the game.
Yeah. it becomes overwhelming when you're really trying to do something. Like when I was going over the alpha launch NPC content, which you which you guys, that's that's like two years of work. It was like 2 years of part time work, and it could be ran through in about 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like I mean, it is like as I was putting all of that in, I'm like, wow, this seems like so much content, but you can run it in about two, maybe 4 hours if you're actually reading all the NPC dialogue and trying to take your time to get to know the NPCs. Even then, like 2 years of part-time work for about 4 hours of content is it's crazy. It's a lot of work though. It's a lot of work. A lot of writing went into it. A lot of design and great direction.
And
I
people make
really,
fun
I
of us
really
when we
like
say
it.
soon.
We're telling you soon so you can get about 20 minutes more of content. It's crazy because a friend of mine was showing me some of the links that he did to some old COH footage, and he was running a task force, and I was like, man, you ran that task force quick. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, 40 minutes? And he was like, uh what task force did you do that was longer than that? I was like, I thought there was some that were longer. He was like, that's about the average. And I was like, gosh, it was so much content. That's how quickly we ran through those. And he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, man, it's a lot of content, but when you playing it, it passes rather quickly. I was like, wow.
And not to mention that because we're not trying to make a purely linear storyline, and we're
Yeah.
not trying to, require everybody to go this path, this path, this path, this path, and we're trying to make things where the world feels alive with environmental quests and things you not even know or realize that are there, and they would just be like little nuggets if you found them. Those
Yeah.
types of things we're spending time to implement those into the game, and that's not necessarily being factored, or it wouldn't be factored into somebody's playtime because they may very easily be overlooked. It's very likely, but we're more than interested in putting forth that effort because those little things they make the world feel alive by making you realize what the environment is. It's an item that you actually interact with the game. It's not just about running across a road. It's about interacting with you and realizing that the world is alive and it changes with your actions.
Yeah. I think it's one of the things that a lot of my friends will ask, like, what is Valiance gonna bring to the table that's different than all the other superhero MMOs that's currently available? And I always use that as a kind of a reference. It's like we're really trying to do something that's deeper as far as the player experience, the interactive world experience. Like if you see a chair, you just click the chair. Like we're working on like a radio menu idea where, like, say you can click a chair, you can right click it and you'll have a menu that'll pop up. It might say, one option might be sit, the other option might be inspect, the other option might be, sit, put this object on the chair. But just those few options makes the player feel like the objects in the world with them are interactive. And I think that kind of player experience is going to really like encourage people to get out and explore the world. Try interacting with different objects. Maybe you see a plant vase or something, and you just you interact with it, and then you get an option to inspect, and you inspect, and all of a sudden, you'll get an item. It'll say you found this note. It's a note, about this mission, or this person's lost item. And you read the note will take you to some place that you couldn't access before because of the simple fact that you found that note. And I think that's one of the cool things about Valiance that we're doing.
And let's say that you're sent to the police station for any reason. Well, outside of the police station, there's some crying woman there. Well, if you talk to her, you'll find out that she's outside crying because she just reported a crime that somebody mugged her and stole her wedding ring. She says that the people that did it hopped in a blue minivan with red stripes on it, and you won't know this at the time because you won't accept the quest, but that actually is a quest. There would only be one blue minivan in all of Valiance with red stripes on it, and it'll actually be traveling around the town. Well, if you've talked to that person and you see that blue minivan pull into a parking lot and you approach it, mobs will spawn. You attack the mobs, find out that there's a ring there, and you're reminded, holy cow, that woman was looking for this ring. Well, if you return it, you get an XP reward. And none of those
Yep.
was any type of a thing that pointed you to a location. They were all, the chances that you would run into the van were low. The chances that you even would recognize that that van would match any type of a description, and the odds of accidentally stumbling upon it are very low. It just makes you
Yep.
realize that the world is alive.
Yep. I think that'll be a big thing. I think it'll be a big thing that people won't really recognize until they're experiencing it, until that that they're doing a live stream or they're doing a video, and all of a sudden, they just choose to interact with something just to see what'll happen. Just maybe someone tells them something. Maybe they're paying close attention to something an NPC saying instead of just kind of skipping through the dialogue. And all of a sudden an NPC will say, and the last place I saw this was southeast of here. There was a gang had attacked this person, and right now we're just trying to make sure he's okay. And naturally you'll go wherever you're pointed to make sure that guy's okay. The average person won't think, let me go investigate the area northeast of here where he said he saw the guy attacked. And who knows, maybe you'll find his wallet, maybe it had some type of family heirloom in it, and you're able to return it to him for some big XP gains. But normally he wouldn't even say anything because he's so shaken up from having been attacked. He wants nothing to do with reliving that. He's safe. You find him, he's safe, he wants to go home. But because you took the time to investigate, you found his wallet, you found his dad's family heirloom that he was safeguarding pretty much since he was a little kid, and all of a sudden he gives you some huge reward for it.
Nope. And it's just those things that really, there's no way to under and overstate it, that it's all about making the game feel alive. So are you committing to limiting the power of living NPC characters so as not to wind up with a DCU like sidekick complex, where our heroes can never feel as big time as some other NPCs and villains? I want my hero to feel like they are on par the strongest NPC hero when they are max level and progress appropriately. Interesting question, and actually we as the signature type players, so like for example my character is Jaximus, who's actually a real character in the game. He's one of the signature heroes. He will actually be using a real power set. I will actually, as the developer, play that character in the game with other players because I will actually use real power sets. I will actually use all the same tools that you guys have to make my character as strong as I possibly can within the boundaries of the same boundaries that you as the players have. We may have some few things that are more lore related,
Yeah.
and more things that are specific for our character because they're signature characters. But as far as their power goes, they are as far as their power goes, and us playing on the same team, you won't notice that much of a difference unless you check the name and see anything special, noticing that it's a developer character.
Yeah, and that's something as a creative director and the original creator of Valiance, that's something I always said I want to work hard to establish. I want the players to feel equal to anything in the universe. It doesn't matter if it's some godlike character. Somehow it has a weakness that is going to make it susceptible to whatever other players are. It's one of those things where you have, because I'm an avid comic book collector, and there's some situations in a lot of comics I've read where I just laughed because I always thought like, what's the purpose of having a character like this? And like, for example, you'll have like a normal character like Batman fighting like a godlike character, like someone like Darkseid, and you're like, like why, like how is because a lot of people will be like, well, he has all these gadgets and everything, but going against a character of immense power like that, something needed to balance it all to make it make sense, to make it work with what was going on in like the universe. And so I always, when working with the content team, I'm always like, how can we make this feel right? How can we make the average person who just does parkour off buildings and kicks people stand a chance? And so every being in our world has some type of ultimate weakness, and every player will have an equal chance to make sense in our universe, in our world, in such a way that they won't feel like I'm just another character. I'm just a lesser being than Paramount or Legacy. Like Legacy is a manipulator, and he has gravity manipulation and gravity projection, but it's the same gravity projection and gravity manipulation that players use, just like Jax was saying. And what we'll all be using, mostly identical powers to the players. Maybe ours may have different animations just for the sake of giving our signature characters some added style, but we'll all be equal to you all. And like Jack said, you'll see us log in from time to time, and in a lore supportive manner, you'll see us appear in game and interact with you all. And the same for our villain, our other company members who are playing villains in the game. You'll probably be in the villain areas, and you'll see them, running around and terrorizing people. But they'll be there right alongside you.
Yep.
What just happened?
I mean,
Dizeezy said he likes manipulators.
yeah, manipulators are gonna be pretty fun.
I know. I can't wait to get this show off the first manipulation powers. Uh-oh, what you laughing at? Don't laugh.
What am I looking at?
You laughing at you laughing at Legacy in there trash?
No.
What did you just do?
What am I
Oh, you
looking
didn't. Oh, you didn't. Oh, the Bears. Those are the placeholder. Those are the placeholder.
pedestrians?
That's why I said I was getting ready to fix those before my Unity build crashed on me, and now I'm recaching the whole project. I was just about to do that. That's why I said this is gonna be terrible. Those are like some of Unity's default characters that was in the collection I had. So I threw them in there just for you to see it before the stream. But I never got to replace it because I'm still caching the project after it crashed.
Hey, those aren't going to get hit by cars, are you? That'll be the right
No,
message.
they do get hit by cars if the cars run the stopping points.
At this distance, they almost look like Ewoks.
That man, my daughter was like, "Dad, those things look creepy. Like, stay away from those things. Why do they look so creepy?" I was like, "They got terrible texture." I was like, "But I don't see where you get the creepy." She was like, "Look at them, stand right by them. When they stop and look around, it makes them look even creepier." Oh, you need to go into Area San Cielo and enable everything that we have disabled for performance when we're building. That's why it's not loading you in properly.
Yeah, I was just noticing on the server.
There he is. He's running.
That bear's got places to go.
I was playing around with the. Remember, I told you I was playing around with the scare and brave functionality, and they came running at me. I popped off an AOE, and they came rushing at me. Some ran away, some rushed me. I was like, whoa, 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 calm down, calm down. I'm just buffing myself. Calm down.
Yeah, that was funny.
No need to
You
attack.
were like
Yeah.
legitimately scared. With the keep burning
They
back at
rushed
you.
me. I was like, criminal, take him out. Take him out before he pops some kind of special ability. Calm down, calm down. I'm just giving myself long hair. Calm down. It's part of my disguise, one of my abilities. Oh, okay, man. Don't pop AOEs like that, man. We don't like that around here.
Akira teddy bear.
Man, it startled me so bad because I thought I had them set up where they were limited to what layers they reacted to. I didn't know that the player's layer was one that they reacted to because I didn't know they were set to react to all layers. So you want to turn on the area config manager. You want to enable that. Oh.
Yeah, I just ran around clicking on everything.
And no, you don't want to enable everything. Turn statics off. The only thing you need to enable is the area config manager, enable the Gargon camera, and on the camera, you need to turn on the Gargon camera component. And then you need to just enable manager. Let me make sure. Yeah, static needs to be off, and so does waypoints. And you need to turn on water lines. You need to turn on all the objects under water line.
Say hotspots on or off? On.
No, those are off. Those are built. Actually, did you build those after you did the?
No.
Because you need to enable them, and then.
Then I'll just leave them off because I didn't.
Yeah, I don't think there's no hotspots that you need that aren't already set up. Make sure you disable the directional light, the extra one that's in there.
All right, everything good. Oh wait, something in the Gorgon commander. What else did I need to turn on in here?
The Gorgon camera, you need to turn on that script, the Gorgon camera script. On the Gorgon camera object.
Chad, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm in.
Somebody's wondering if Magister has anything to do with the Leviathan.
And then save it.
Does Magister have anything to do with Leviathan? That's a great question. The easiest answer is yes. Next question.
The question about
so here's okay. So is there a question?
Yeah, he specifically said question about Magister.
Oh,
am I correct?
Am I correct that he is some kind of big Leviathan honcho? Yeah. I don't want to give too much away. There's a lot of intimate story that goes back well into the history. Even before Leviathan was Leviathan, it was called Goliath, and that was back in the Cold War. One of the very first stories that happens back in the year 2047, 2048, when the organization really pops on the grid. And there are characters that are involved in that timeline that, following the conflict between Legacy and the heroes of that age, that are later known as the Earth Savers, that turns into a source of contention and the motivation for who Magister is and where that character originates from, and leads forward into all of the villainous acts by Leviathan after that point. So when you talk about Magister being a honcho, that is that's our, I don't want to say dark seed, but that's definitely our Lex Luthor variant.
Yeah.
That's our that's our yin to the yang, the antithesis towards legacy. But Magister is very calculated. Magister is very patient. Magister takes a lot of time to be able to do. I feel like I'm Magister. I'm talking about myself.
You are
Third
Magister.
person, man. Magister is me. Magister kicks people.
You're Forerunner.
Yeah, Forerunner doesn't speak. Forerunner is just a husk. So yeah, Magister it's one of the more pivotal things, and even better as your character goes through the storyline. If you're playing the RPG elements that you're going to find in San Cielo running around, everything in the past of what has happened, you'll see nuances of that in the dialogue that the characters had, little throwbacks to what happened before that people won't have seen unless they've read through the lore, but nonetheless it has a continuity to it. And with Magister, we want to save them and the higher level mob bosses for the end level content that players are going to say as a hero. And similarly, if you're playing on the villain side of that, Magister is going to be a pivotal character, like you would see Legacy on the Valor side for that. So a very good question, and that's how we're seeking to balance them out.
And now we see all of our mobs.
Well, I don't
And
know
no
why
speed limit.
I don't know why that car is going that fast. I don't. That's how it's hitting people. All right, we get it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, we're doing it.
Don't do it. Don't.
That's what heroes do. That's what superheroes do right there.
What is happening with their ragdolls? Oh no. I think the ragdoll's chest isn't assigned.
FYI, game developers don't loot the bodies.
Loot them. The heroes don't.
Everybody's like, no, get the credits. Use it for an upgrade.
Heroes don't loot people. You guys are those, heroes gotta live too. Heroes gotta eat too.
Game devs have dev commands. They get them all they want.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, Aaron, how is it that you got all the investors?
What happened to the navigation mesh on that?
It's like I think the physics mesh is the one that's. Oh, I know exactly what happened. I saved the latest one and I didn't add the collision mesh to it. Yeah, go to that in game. Go or in the scene view. They can walk on it because they're using the mesh.
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to be able to. I didn't expect their collision mesh to be good enough to avoid that. I really want to see those able to hit players just to see how many people. See, it's like it comes around the corner and then it just increases speed like crazy. But no, it like on all other roads, it's going at the proper speed.
Oh
yeah,
man,
I'll get out as soon as this cache-in is finished today.
Yeah, guys, we had an
You can actually
earlier.
do it. Like you can do it, but it isn't like an official. It's probably moving too fast. Yeah, you ain't gonna like your collider isn't set up to be able to just. Yeah, you're probably gonna fall through that. Yeah. Go to it in the scene view because I could have swore I set that up, but obviously I didn't. Move that out or it's something.
I'm just gonna go back to my happy place.
Mesh itself. I can't believe my bill got busted right before the live stream. Unacceptable.
That's my happy place. need about 5 times this number of mobs now. And we need to herd them all.
Go to the scene. Well, first we need to go to that scene and check to see what's going on with the mesh. Or you could do it in the scene view. Yeah, something is the
That's alright.
Oh, I know what it is, as a matter of fact.
Trick.
Should it would be spine 0? Yeah, I know it, yeah. Yeah, go into the scene tab. You have to minimize that one. Stop showing code. They just crumble. I don't know. They just need to put some restrictions on the different bones, because they just crumble for some odd reason.
I'm gonna have to stop. My happy place is filled with death. That is very likely.
Oh, you do. Just click it. Yeah, you can do that too. And because we
Yeah, I
really
wanted
need to
to
go
go
to
back
the scene and check that.
Yeah.
Click it. Yeah, you can do that too.
Oh,
And
man,
we
it
really
sucks
need to
not
go to
having
my build available right now. But yeah, go to the Area San Cielo scene and let's see what's going on with the meshes. With the mesh. Not working. No. Cancel. You want to go to the regular Area San Cielo scene. Or yeah, you could check it in there and click on it again because you're on the parent, not the object.
What are you talking about? I was doing something else.
Yeah, now click on the object. You have to click sometimes to hit the sub object a few times. No, you miss. There you go. Now go to the meshes. That's a child of it. No, you're in the. There you go. Oh yeah, there's no mesh collide. Select all 3 of those. How did that even happen? You want to select all 3 of those objects in the hierarchy over there. Yep, all 3 of those child objects. And then you want to do component, and then physics, and then mesh collider with all 3 selected. Yeah, there you go. At the top toolbar, component at the very top of the window. Oh yeah, you could do mesh collider there too. No, mesh collider.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And just type mesh,
Collider.
and it should have collider probably as the top option. There we go. Oh no, don't tick anything. That's it. Just save it, and now you should be good to go.
Yeah, I just noticed a question that was back there. We'll be able to create NPC.
And then go
nemesis.
to you want to go to the scene setup humanoid. That's the one I want to check. I think we need to set the
Where are we at?
at least set the chest ragdoll object on the perp low level mob.
So Chad, you did a release this week. Content, did you?
Legacy, you there?
Chad,
Still
I'm
on there?
here. I'm still here.
Good.
So,
Good.
you want to talk a little bit about the perps? That's one of the things I wanted to.
Oh my word! How long has my Discord been?
I
Forever.
don't. Is that what's been happening?
Like,
Because
could you guys hear me talk on the stream and not talk in
No,
Discord?
we just heard Aaron.
Yeah, we weren't. I was trying to fill in the gap because usually you're talking the most.
I'm sorry. I mean, stream could hear me, but I was wondering why you guys weren't responding to me. I must have that bound on a button somewhere.
I was like, what just happened? Because like I'm not used to like hosting, so.
Yeah.
And then Legacy sends me a message. It was like, we need to keep our people entertained. They're probably getting bored out of their mind over there.
I was seriously like, man,
So I was
Chad.
like, let's talk about those perps. Let's talk about those.
Sean. Oh my goodness. All right, what were we doing here, real quick, and then Chad can talk for a little bit.
Go to click on the it should be model perpetrator all, and enable it, and then hit F to focus on it. I was talking. I was like, is he just not listening? Does he not care? So that means that they didn't hear me either. If you have your Discord
No.
muted,
They could
right?
hear both of us. Just I had my Discord muted so that you guys couldn't hear me talking over Discord.
So that he asking us questions and nobody was responding to you.
Pretty much.
There you go. Now, drop down that and go to. It should be base, and it's the child of the prefab.
Yeah, I'm there.
Drop down till you get to base, and then click on base, and you'll see the component ragdoll on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for it to come up. Scroll down to where that can be visible. And you want to click on joints. The joint drop down the joint options. On to the right in the inspector. It's on the ragdoll component. And then you want to do the one that says chest. And where that name, you want to drop down the chest option.
Yeah. All right.
And then where it says name, put this. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you, so you don't have to.
I think I got an idea how we're going.
And this should fix the ragdolls, as I think most of the impacts happen at the chest object.
You talk about them crumbling over.
Yeah, it should be. Just copy that and paste it as the name. Replace the where it says part name. Replace it with that, and we should be back.
Disable
No, just apply the prefab when you're done.
From the perpetrator from the main group.
Yeah, from the parent. There you go. And then do an apply, and then just go back to startup, and all that should be good to go.
Something that the server needs to be restarted for.
No.
Learning things about community development. You guys taking notes?
You said you got 4 hours. You said you can do 4 hours tonight. Get a ultimate dev stream. I know. Look at all other devs. Like, we didn't say nothing about 4
We're
hours.
teaching everybody how to use Unity.
They're gonna be like, I think I could work for you guys. Send me a message.
Yeah. Anybody out there
Whoa.
wanna join the Valiance team? On this
Anybody want to join the grunt unit? doing the
Hashtag
grunt work?
everybody ignores Frank.
They don't want to do your job, Frank. Nobody does your job.
What? You mean you don't want to live right here in these
Right.
wonderful spreadsheets?
Nobody doesn't want to live there, Frank.
Full spreadsheets?
Nobody doesn't want to live there, Frank. What you gonna do, Frank? You gonna kill me, Frank? In broad daylight?
I mean, people
That's
live here in this code. It can't be that much different.
Oh, it's way different. I
You
don't
can't
know.
handle the truth of the spreadsheet.
I can't, man. I'll admit it straight up. I can't. I look at that stuff. I can't. Like I'll say something. Frank is like, no, that can't work because of this. And like I noticed he's right, but I'll be like, nah, you can do this. There's got to be a way you can make this work. No, it's not gonna work, and it just.
It's a spreadsheet. You can do a special function on that.
Yeah, I'm like, you gotta be able, like, so you telling me that I can't have my guy summon the ice mountain that hits the entire battlefield and does AoE damage on top of that for 100 yards?
Sounds fair and balanced.
No, you can't. I'm like, why? And then he'll give me like the most reasonable explanation. I'm like, well, I mean, I know there's systems designers out there that gotta be able to pull it out to make them feel guilty about embarrassing me. Like there's some system designer could do it.
Someone
He'll
out
let
there.
he'll let you pull a whole mountain down and balance it. He's like, no, it just can't, because if you just do the math on this part right here, and then if you take into account how far away this person is, just like, you know what, just do your job, leave me alone.
That's called cheat codes and Easter eggs.
We got the worst QA and the worst systems. Very worst. There it is, man. That's that orange Caesar.
Orange Caesar.
For some reason, when I just said that, I thought about a salad, but the salad is actually, the actual lettuce on the salad is orange. I want one of them orange Caesars. Give me one of them orange Caesars. All right, let's see what you broke.
All the things.
I still don't know how
We're gonna go to the spreadsheets after this and make a power set. So then I can't break things.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. Now Aaron gets to make me break stuff while I've been in here working.
That's one of the bugs we gotta figure out, man.
Why you let them punk you? Come on.
We gotta be powering up, man. That's what you gonna get, Legacy. I'm gonna pop one of those PvP bombs on you.
Please, I got an admin hack.
You're not gonna have any admin hacks. You get no admin privileges.
I've got a teddy bear stun.
Nah, I guess it's not working. I have to look at the animations to see. As a matter of fact, do that when you can. We'll figure it out. That's got to be what it is. Oh, wait, no, he crumbled too. We'll check it out after you do this. Just do a search. You don't have to stop the game either. Just do a search for the animation, in the scene view.
Yeah, but I love.
You love what? Stay
love
still.
just
Don't go back
living.
over there. I just noticed something.
That you can ride the taxis.
Yeah, you can ride the taxi.
All the textures are broke. None of the textures have the proper. Oh no. They're not properly textured.
You guys just heard the sound of a man that just got very sad.
You just heard the sound of a man who wonders who broke this. Who broke it, Frank? You broke it, Frank?
I did not break things.
Oh man, look how glossy it is. Something.
Yeah, something is. Oh god, there's a bear running at us.
Run,
Bear.
Bear mount. That's the real bear mount.
And he just walked on by.
Yeah, bear's like, nothing's going on here.
Yeah, I disabled that because they would we have to come up with some type of better system for it, but they just run in the most random directions, and the cars aren't smart enough to stop when they're going too fast. So if you start a fight right by the pedestrians, they rush away with no semblance of a direction or how to guide themselves, and usually run right into these high-speed cars. And it's just pretty brutal looking to see a pedestrian go ragdolling hundreds of feet in the air trying to run to safety. So we got to work on that.
All right,
we got to work on the AI a little bit.
Let's go into my realm for a little bit.
But first, do the animation check.
No. Too late.
No, do it. Don't.
Too late.
You failed me, and you failed your friends.
I don't fix bugs.
Oh, wow. You just leave them for everyone else.
Yep.
You can kill less.
That's right.
But you will pay.
All right. Anybody still alive out there?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's alive, and they're wondering why you have all those IDs, those ability IDs filled out.
Yeah, man. They're gonna be full when I'm done.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's get it started. What we starting with, Frank? What we starting with?
Well, we're gonna make a bubble projection power set. You know, that was something we talked about last time.
Bubble projection, though.
Bubble projection. Doesn't it just sound deadly?
Doesn't it just sound creative?
Yeah.
Very creative.
I can picture a superhero. May not be a popular one, but he would exist. I mean, for all the crazy superheroes we know that exist out there, there's gotta be one that uses bubbles to kill people.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've heard of quite a few.
I've heard of quite a few.
They use soapy bubbles, and what they do is they project them near your eyes. When the bubbles pop, they burn your eyes really bad. That's about
villains. Okay, all right. Well, that's the first thing. Hold on, wait. We just made a power, right?
Oh no!
Yeah,
what?
we just made it. We just made a power.
What? Bubble villain.
We'll do moderate damage. Because we'll balance that out after we get going. Some moderate damage, lethal. Because it's lethal damage because it can go in your eyes, right? Oh. Minus accuracy and minus perception.
Oh my god. Minus perception. Why the bubble soap gets in your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, man.
And there's screaming involved.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Exactly.
We gotta add that. We can add that too. People gotta know what's going on, because initially they're gonna be like, what just happened? That's soap. It's soapy bubbles.
Yeah,
That
I mean, I
soap
could
got in
just
his
picture
eyes.
it like as it's a cone attack, right? Where your player just throws out a spray of soapy bubbles in a cone attack that makes it harder for everybody to see. Look, it may not be pretty, but this is game design right here.
And it requires a component of a shampoo bottle.
Yeah, there it is. You just removed that from the spreadsheets
I
right
did
before
no
the thing.
components.
Put it back in there. component to what I had it set up as component to gosh, I always forget that one because I don't
Oh,
hardly
I
ever
saw
use it
another
in
name.
Valiance.
Oh.
Lather up, lather up dramatically increases damage temporarily. Do it. Set that up. I want to use one of our we want to use an aura, bubble aura for that.
Oh, that would be awesome because you could see the soapy bubbles on your character
Do we have any animations that look like someone like?
washing themselves.
Yeah, I think we have one. I think we have one of someone dusting themselves off.
No, use the same animation when you go under the water and when you come out and your vision's all kind of watery.
Oh
You can't see. We've got that vision.
I think it should have bubbles instead of just water.
Okay, so
Bubbles dripping down your camera.
Thought bubble minor side damage. Your character hurts them with meta game.
Hey, that's Regulus.
Yeah.
Our old content director.
Yes, it is.
And
Here.
you know,
You didn't
you can
recognize
have a
this entire time.
Well, I hadn't really been looking. I was just listening to you. I'm working on fixing up these other pet
Oh
powers
yeah, that's.
for my character because somebody didn't want to make mine, so I decided
hey,
to make
you
my
can have
own.
a side effect of the soapy bubbles of enhancing rage or something once it finally. You're going to be really freaking.
You need to add that rage mod back. You need to add the rage mod table or column back. Cause boy, you get that soap in your eyes, man. Oh, like get this soap out of my eyes, man, please.
All right. And we're gonna have a. All right.
man.
So, okay.
Gotta-
The ultimate has to be bubble bath. Right.
Yeah, that's
And
interesting.
It creates a location, what should it be? Oh, it has to be a point blank AOE location. Yeah, point blank AOE where you does extreme damage over time. Yeah. Would it be extreme? Would it be extreme damage over time? I mean, it would be a dot. We'll see what the damage is after we fill out the rest of the thing, but it'll be dot damage.
I guess I should have the server open on my side.
Flow. Should they fall down?
That's what I was thinking. Knockdown.
Yeah. Would it be?
From
It
them
would be like
slipping.
it would be a knockdown during the.
During the whole duration or single knockdown.
Well, see, I was thinking. See, somebody else just brought up exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking about using knockdown as a separate power. Like you create a slick area of soapy of, like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So you'd make a location, area, AOE that spawns soapy bubbles. We already did soapy bubbles. So spawns.
I just find it funny that you have crushing damage on that from a bubble.
Dude, bubbles are some lethal crushing damage.
You nuts. Yeah, nut, man. You crazy, man. I think it'd be like I don't even think. I think it'd just be lethal. If you ever got soap in your eyes, you'd know.
That's why the soap in your eyes cone attack is lethal.
But, I mean, every one of them should be lethal. Even getting soap just sprayed in your face. Regulars put sudsy spill. So that would be just thinking about the tech we have now, that would be a target based stationary pet, and wherever it was set, anyone in it would fall. So it would have to have persistent knockdown damage.
All right, how about we make a power where you encase someone inside
I
of
knew
a bubble?
I knew you were waiting to do that. You just wanted to do that just to use that visual effect. I know you did.
Yeah, we could do that. We
I
encase
was
somebody in
waiting.
a bubble.
Oh,
Wait,
as a
we
matter
got
of fact,
two more. We got two more powers. What else could we do with?
I'm about to
bubbles?
set up. I need to set up. I'm gonna set up the animation, the trapped and bubble animation. I'm gonna have to upload it too. I'm bringing up the server so I can do the server side code for yours. And for those probably interested, basically the code on the server mimics what he's gonna be doing inside the client, pretty much 1-to-1, except one's in Java, and so there's some slightly different syntax going on, but I'll basically be mirroring him on the server side, and then I'll upload everything to the live server. So when he connects to the live server, everything will work, and he'll be uploading his for our team to grab.
What if we made a toggle? Bubble barrage. A stream of bubbles dealing high channel.
Yeah, we don't have.
That's good. That's good.
We don't have our toggle tech wrapped up just yet, so we just have to
we're
make
working
it just
for the future.
Yeah, we can just make it give it a long duration, a long effect duration.
So it would be a range close back where a stream of bubbles dealing high damage.
Now I need to make some bubble sounds. I don't think we have
We need bubble sounds. It would be a dot. It'd be a high dot, high damage over time. Stream of bubbles. See, the difference between crushing bubbles and lethal bubbles is their size. If they're really small, they're lethal bubbles. If they're really big, they'd be crushing bubbles.
Oh my gosh. This thing, it gets weirder and weirder with each new property addition.
You don't make superhero powers like this as good as I do without being this crazy.
This is getting worse and worse.
So it starts with scrubbing bubbles and then progresses from there.
It gradually worsens.
Okay, I like Legacy's your idea of foamy pop, but I was thinking, what if we made a toggle power where you would create like a bubble around yourself and it slowly grows out to about melee range, and when it pops, anyone that's inside of that range gets knocked back.
Oh, that's a good one. That's an interesting one.
That's what I'm here for.
No, that's not what you're here for, but we'll accept that for now.
Get in my personal space and
Exactly.
T4 is like, I need to give you no authorization to be testing anything.
We could also do that where, see, we don't really have any tech that, well, actually we could. So we can make a toggle that gives you a shield, and when the shield is used up, the bubble pops and knocks back enemies. So wouldn't it be like that it takes 3 hits to pop it? It would just be if that shield gets used up, it would pop.
Say that again?
So what if we have the toggle makes a bubble around you, and that
Yep.
bubble represents a shield on your health bar, and when that shield or that overhealth gets used up, that the bubble pops and it knocks back any enemies that are in melee range.
It sounds like
We-
a tank defense.
Yeah, we
Well,
have
no, because you
we
wouldn't
have
use
tech that
shield
can
on-
make the bubble and give you the overheal, the armor, but we don't have tech to make the bubble actually pop when the
shield
armor
is
is
on.
not over.
Well, we could do that as two separate ones.
So you
then.
could still have the bubble on, and then the armor is lost. I mean, it wouldn't have the same punch to it. It wouldn't feel.
We could do it kind of though. So we'll have that this toggle gives you a little bit of overhealth, a little bit of a shield.
Yeah, and
And
while
and
because you can do that.
that it's
Yeah,
running.
you can set it up like that where it'll have an effect that as long as you have it on, you have armor, and the armor will always slowly regenerate though if you have the power on.
Yeah, that would be fine.
But you can still lose chunks of it as you're being hit, and until it ends, you'll just have the bubble on.
Yeah, the pop effect shouldn't be that hard to build. I could always add something like that.
I knew you were about to say that. I was like, chime in. Don't you try to do this.
Yep, we gonna
Yeah,
do
if you
it.
can think of it, I can probably build it.
I figured you, because I know your event tech could probably do it, because I know we're using that for ice melee to destroy the ice constructs, when the ice weapon constructs. But I didn't know if that was set up where it could be wired into the actual ability system. Where in any
Not
easy
that
way.
exact one, I don't think, but I could rig something up at least.
Nice.
So, Fireblade, you're thinking that Bubble Barrage should be more of it's like a large bubble that you throw at someone?
I'm getting ready to. I'm actually working on some bubble sounds in the background while I'm waiting on you to do your animation modes.
So, all right. Okay, so just it is a stream of bubbles. Okay, so we're still talking about a damage over time, but they would be larger than yeah. Like, are you thinking like 3 or 4 bubbles fire consecutively, or like dozens of smaller bubbles fire consecutively? Well, could Bubble Barrage be a snipe attack?
Oh, well, now barrage is multiple.
Well, no, but yeah, you can make a snipe attack that shoots multiples. Like you would.
The snipe feels better as one. Let's make the bubble barrage a multi-shot attack. You're trying to maintain your silly little convention. It's time to break that convention.
Well, I'm not trying to maintain anything. I'm trying.
Yes, you are. You're trying to maintain it. That's why you're like, we can't have it. You have them both. Put them both in there. You're running out of space.
All right, so let's vote in the chat. Bubble bath or bubble bomb? One gigantic bubble versus like a damage over time, point blank AOE bath. Would you rather have one gigantic bubble that you'd launch at a mob, or would you rather jump in the center of the mobs and have a damage over time? Because I can see bubble bomb range bubble bomb. It's 1-to-1 right now.
Magic missiles. I think this is the one.
Scrub tub. Oh, All right, so then, well, if we're looking at like a type of utility, right now we have 2 utility powers in the set. We have the soapy bubbles, and we have the faux hold. We can move the hold, and if we'd rather go for like a giant bubble bomb, that would be fine. So we could do a range. Oh, would we want to do the snipe? We can make the bubble bomb a snipe.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. He's crazy.
We can do both. We're doing both now. We're keeping both, and then we'd have this as. So does bubble bomb fit a snipe attack? Does bubble bomb the name fit the snipe attack?
It sounds like a. It sounds like a self AOE, really, like a massive Nova type self AOE.
Yeah.
I think bubble snipe just sounds like it sounds odd, but
Bubble bomber.
bubble
Bubble
blast sounds like it'd
bomber.
be like a first. Sounds like it'd be the
Right.
first one.
I like bubble bomber because that makes you think that you're like a bomber from far away.
I don't share your opinions on that.
Hubba bubble.
Oh no. Watch it. Watch it.
See, I really like the toggle that we made, but I think that there's so many other better ideas we could do. Unstoppable.
I like
now we're making a defensive power set.
I like that.
Oh man, you could totally. There's way too many ideas going on here for as crazy as this is.
The hype is killing you, isn't it?
It is because somebody just said, "Don't forget the rubber ducky." We could have an offensive melee power set. Or at least a utility power set.
Oh, no.
You could make a utility power set with that toggle with the defensive bubble, and you could have a rubber ducky when you punch somebody with it, it knocks them back.
Wow. Creative juices are flowing.
You need a rubber ducky, Pat.
Oh my goodness. This is what ends up happening. See, when I start making power sets and I'm thinking about things, I'm like, that doesn't quite fit this power set, like in this power group. So I start working on like multiple power groups simultaneously, and I just start moving all the powers around. That's why, like in, there's metal controller, metal projectile. There's all these things because when I'm working in one, I'm like, man, that's a great idea for a power. It doesn't quite fit control.
53's in the Discord. He's like, rubber ducky power cleans him up.
Oh my goodness, I could just picture the people role playing as like janitors or somebody, and their like mottos like, "We're here to clean up the streets."
Yeah, it is. People like, ha ha. The villain's like, ha ha ha. Yeah, okay. And then he sprays soapy water in their eye. I burn, please. Ah.
See, this is exactly what this
Here it
game
comes.
is all about, though. Because like I want to be adding so many power sets to this game that when people start thinking of crazy stuff, we fit it in so that they can role play as this crazy stuff. Because it's all, you know what? if there can be Squirrel Girl in
Yeah.
real, you know,
In a real
universes,
TV show.
in real universes, we could do this.
Come on, Unity. I want in. I want to play.
Just have, oh my word, we would have to. Okay, well we couldn't make a travel power built around that.
I see Legacy said Ducky Pet. You know me, man. Go ahead and throw that extra power set on there for that Ducky. That Ducky Pet.
Oh my word, we need a bath towel that people could wear as a cape, Aaron.
Dude. You're gonna find a way to include every possible thing you can in this one small 9 attack power set.
No. That was a costume idea. That was a costume idea.
I thought it was an aura cape.
No. It's a
toggle
costume
cape.
No. Oh man, we could make a support power set. I mean, you could have one of the powers as being like a clean power because it would cleanse you of any
Yep, I knew that was coming. I was thinking that, like, any debuffs and stuff like that. Yeah, there you go.
Boots made out of bars of soap, and then you skate as the travel power.
And then you see Surgeon. I was thinking that same thing. I was like, and as you skate, bubbles come from you.
Yeah, you leave a trail of bubbles that, for good, if you are good aligned, the good people
do that.
Enhancements and the villains get damage or something.
You have to do that. You really have to do it. It should be like super speed. It should be like super speed, but with instead of have its own animation, just like a sliding animation where you did just down low sliding and the bubbles are just flying from behind them. Oh man, you're killing me, man.
All right, well, we need names for the bread and butter power of this power set. So we got our first two bread and butters. What is the name for the minor damage attack in this power set and the moderate damage attack in this power set? What is the... Oh yeah, Fireblade. I got those documents. Don't you worry. There's documents out there that have nothing but just list of ideas that haven't made it into the game yet. Oh yeah, man. You know what? As soon as we launch the game, our first DLC is gonna have to be some type of a janitor outfit. It's gonna happen.
You're killing me, man.
Illusion Control was my second favorite controller power set. Somebody, and it used to be it was my first back before they stopped how many pets you could have simultaneously. You could have multiple phantasms out. That was when I was in love with it.
Yeah, before they nerfed it.
Yeah, before they put the limit on all the pets. Back when you could have like 12 imps simultaneously. I did play a little bit of some other games to some type of a depth. Let's see here. So what is our toggle name? Burst Shot, Bubble Blast, Pop Shot, Soap Assault. I don't want to overuse the soap theme of the bubble, so I like doing Bubble Blast. And we can make that like several small projectiles. Greater Bubble Blast. Oh my word. What if... Oh, I'm not even going to go down that path. Bursting Blast. It could be the toggle. Toggle could be Bursting Blast. and we have soap on a rope as his magical amulet. She gets their powers from.
That's where they cast it from.
We're looking to name either one of these two powers right here. Oh yeah, man. Oh, we could totally make a. This could have very easily have been a melee power set where you use a staff with a piece of soap on the end of it. Oh, so it's a spring. No, sorry, I didn't see that name. Soap staff? Wait, nope. yeah, a mop. Yeah, mop, exactly. Nope. You could have a defensive power set. I'm not going down that path. I'm not gonna say it. We're gonna have to put that maturity rating up there. Mop melee.
I think John's working on getting a weapon mod tech back in his original weapon modding
I
tech.
wanna show off mimetic weaponry so bad.
I know.
That power set's gonna be so amazing.
Yeah. We should do that next week. Now that we have the visual effects for it.
All right, where were we? Sorry, did I miss anyone? Pop rock.
Pop rock.
All right.
Dang, man.
We gotta name the toggle, and we gotta name the moderate damage attack. Fluffy Fury, and we're now see. It's funny to imagine a superhero with this power set, but imagine a villain with this power set.
Yeah. let's just Creative juices are flowing.
Make a man. Blast. I like that one. We just need a name for the toggle now. This is a toggle that provides you with a defensive shield, and every so often a bubble bursts and knocks everyone back. How would we name that?
Pop rocks. Fun for the moderate attack. How about bursting bubble for the second one, the name? Because bursting blast.
Yeah, bursting.
It kind of follows the original name, that first name.
Yeah.
I think bursting bubble kind of.
Blast bursting bubble. This is definitely going to be the power set with the most bees in all of it.
I'm trying to find. I know I had a VFX. I had a VFX collection done for us for underwater oxygen bubbles, kind of emitting from underwater locations. I'm trying to find it because I think we could manipulate that into changing the particle effects enough to just take the bubbles out, and maybe even manipulate how the bubbles are emitted so it looks appropriate. Because I think the water one that we were looking at using on some of the other ones might not fit for all the bubbles ideas we have.
There it is. Power set done.
Let me see what madness you've created. Steve put shrinking bubbles, bubble of doom, bubble of chaos. Shrinking bubbles.
Chad, are you getting impatient?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
I'm 100 support. We're doing great.
we're not fixing meshes. So which signature hero are we going to be adding bubble to, Chad?
If I had to come up with, I was, we've got the, we could put Alpha Omega before the fall. No. Wow, I don't know if I would do that off the cuff, or if we should turn that over to the fans to come up with a hero name. Why don't we make it a villain NPC, I think.
A villain NPC.
Yeah, we'll make this a villain NPC.
Like, we'll make it a spoof, like that. Oh, what was the name of that? Oh man, it was on Robot Chicken.
Well, we can do a pun on Green Lantern and call him Sinestro.
Sinestro.
A villain named the Rubber Duck.
He refers to himself as the copious foam.
What was it? There was a cartoon where there was something that it was like toilet related super villain, and it was just hilarious.
All toilet humor's fun. For a tentative placeholder, let's just go ahead and call him Dr. Detergent. I'm dead serious. Dr. Detergent. Super Soaker can be his nemesis, Cyan.
I love it. One. No, that's a snipe. Put that up to 36.
For those of you guys that are throwing out names here, everybody in the forums, thank you for that. And now you know exactly how easy of a job being content is. You just throw stuff out there until somebody laughs at it.
Oh, there's something out there that people laugh. And then is that what you use to determine what's good and what's not?
Well, for a bubble character, yes. For something like Magister, not so much.
For Magister, it's even more important, actually.
Yeah.
People like laugh now, cry later.
Yeah, Magister, we should make a power set for him where if he actually hits any character in the game goes to your desktop.
Oh, that'd be epic. It'd be epic too, because naturally people are gonna be like, some bug happened that no bug happened. Your resistance wasn't high enough.
We have to have like a seal of approval from C4 on there saying, I'm QA and I approve this bug.
Oh man. Especially if we show that life essence fading, like some type of UI effect where things slowly went dim and then it dropped out to the desktop.
No. You need a graphic of my character and extremely exploding all across the screen, everything, and you drop to your desktop. And I'm just eyeballing you while it's happening.
You should have a big text on the screen that says you failed. Like, no.
Yo, this is gonna be an amazing set for farming.
Oh man, here he goes. This guy in farming, man. You just ain't gonna let it go. Let it go.
Dude, the patch where people constantly fall down.
I want to know what happened to those textures. That's what I want to know.
Did you say forming or farming?
Farming.
Yes,
I
you heard
I
right.
used to farm Frostfire. I would create new tanks. I mean, like all the time, just so I could farm Frostfire, just to entertain myself.
I think that's what I want to do at the next Dale stream. Do some bosses, do some boss experiences. Sorry, get some bosses in there. Speaking of that, I need to wrap up Blue Jewel and get his electric aura added to his character for the big climactic content finish for the alpha. It was so hard finding voice actors for a lot of the voice actors that had different accents. But I found a nice, really good French voice actor for Blue Jewel. I know people who remember him from the original pre-alpha are gonna be like, "Oh my God, Blue Jewel is actually a boss."
Well, Aaron, you do a pretty good Russian, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, that's you. I do a pretty good Icelandic, I think.
with just a touch of Greenland in there.
You know, a little
Baltic.
Finland, splash a little Polish in there. Oh man, one of my friends just sent me a message and it's like, yeah, Forerunner equals He-Man. John saw him and was like, hey, it looks like this guy. Sent a picture of He-Man. I was like, everyone's saying this guy looks like He-Man. Chad, inspiration too much?
No, that's not true. If I'd given him any other hairstyle, he'd look like a blonde Adonis. If I'd made his hair brown, people wouldn't have said He-Man.
And on top of that, John sends me a video. The hey. I was like, no, not another one.
That's been out for 14 years.
I was like, oh my gosh, not another person who's seeing this guy's He-Man. Because initially I was like, oh, He-Man, Imperial Cyber Warrior. And then I was like, it's just me. Of course he doesn't look like He-Man. He-Man is a completely different hairstyle. Everybody who sees it. Oh, so you guys got a Cyber He-Man, huh? Okay.
Welcome, John's Drawer. Good to have you along. Ivan Hedgehog, welcome to the chat.
Oh, it's Ivan. Ivan Hedgehog. He's been around for a long time.
We're talking about the plausibility of a superpowered bubble villain. Join. Jump in, why don't you?
I love when I see people who were around for a while. Sorry about that. Who were around for a long time. Has been there since the inception, since we first started Valiance. I love seeing that. People believing in us. So we're going to show you a good time. We're going to show you the best time of your life. All right, I got my server environment set up, so I'm ready.
All right. Well, I'm just getting to the
I'm
part
ready.
where
I'm
we
ready
can
when
do
you're
some animations.
Just take your time. Remember what I told you.
Break everything. All right, got you.
Take your time. You ain't changing
Break
anything.
it all. QA will tell you what to fix, right?
Break it out. QA is gonna annoy you. That's right.
All right.
Yes. I think I found it. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I can't test it because my computer. Because Unity. Huh? Hey.
Hey.
I think I figured out where they are. Check. Time for a quick check. I mean, what's the chances of Unity corrupting on me right before the live stream? I'm still just re-import one file, crash, recache for what 10 hours. It's already been 5 hours and it's halfway done. Time to put an end to this madness. Okay. So Frank, can you multitask right now? Are you in a mental state to be able to multitask or no?
Hi, I'm multitasking. What?
So are you in a state to be able to multitask, like multitask for real multitask?
Real multitask? I mean, I just mean
Yeah.
these things. You watching the stream?
I mean, talk and work
Yeah.
at the same time. Because something I wanted to talk about at this dev stream was what you have going on with combat, because combat is one of the reasons why the pre-alpha has been held off. And what is it that's so dire that you felt we needed to wait with that you felt we needed to wait to launch the alpha to make sure players had the best combat experience? What was such a big deal to you?
And did you guys see that bus?
It passed so fast. I just heard you stop
didn't.
talking.
You guys didn't see that bus?
Mm-mm. I heard
No,
something pass by and you were just quiet afterwards.
No, I saw. I saw.
Did you guys see it?
Aaron,
I heard it.
and I saw.
Don't you do it. Don't you
Frank,
do it.
and then I
We're
just
friends.
turned away.
I'm not sure if I was pushed, but
Sean was like, I didn't hear anything. I saw people
He turned
talking,
his
and then
head.
I saw people talking. I heard a crunch sound. Wasn't looking. I
yeah, I
moved
mean,
on.
we have a lot of features for combat that are a lot of them are in the game, but we are still working on a few, and a lot of them are in their most basic form. But we're still looking at some things like we have the ability to spawn a pet, but to spawn a pet at a location, that's a different thing that we're still working on. We have attributes as far as different types of damage dealt, all the different stats that I want to have, as far as several different calculations I have for coming up with how accuracy works with defense and how accuracy works with modifiers to accuracy, so that it has diminishing returns. There's a lot of formulas that I've come up with to try to put into the game so that when it comes to balancing your character, it's not necessarily a linear path, because it does have, there are some things that do require diminishing returns, and that's an evil word for a lot of people. But diminishing returns used in the correct way still allows you to feel that your character is progressing and not make obvious noticeable differences to when you are let's say your character's just better off than some other characters. They're still noticeable to the point that it makes a difference if you were to fight or just go into different situations. The outcome will be different. But diminishing returns allows us to have things dramatically affect lower level players so that they can more quickly reach up to the levels that somebody who may have spent hours min-maxing their character, which is definitely something that I'm a big fan of. I enjoy into the numbers, obviously, systems guy. I enjoy min-maxing everything. I enjoy finding all of the limits and the requirements so that you can figure out what's actually needed in a certain stat here, and then you rotate it over to another system, into another attribute, so that you kind of balance those things. We have a lot of those systems already in the game, but to take it to the next level, to take it to where it's going to be at the end of alpha, to the point that it's ready for beta, is what we're working on right now. So we do have things. So alpha, in the most basic terminology, is talking about shooting for having basically something of every system in the game, in some way, shape, or form. Then talking about moving to doing a type of a system in beta would be where we take that system and we get it to the near final stages, and then all that's left is some minor tweaking and some balancing here and there, and some streamlining of systems. We're at the alpha stage for a lot of this, but because we are trying to provide a better feel of what the game's like in the end, we're progressing some of the systems past what would be considered requirement for alpha. So that's definitely part of the reason why some things have been pushed off, and it mostly revolves around the feel of combat.
Thanks, Jax.
That
And,
shit.
I
and
wasn't,
that's one
and
of the,
just to be clear too, I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus.
I know.
It did come up. It did come off like that at first, huh? Not be like everything we do.
I caught him in time. It's okay.
I was just talking to one of our team members about that. I was just talking to one of our team members the other day about how everything we do it as a team. No, like even if, for example, one of us programmers have something that we have to do by a certain time. If we don't do it, we're a team. So the whole team suffers from whatever our shortcomings are, but together we deal with that weight as a team. Like one person doesn't take the fall because that person was unable to do something. Like we work as a team. So whenever one person in a team feels like we need to do something, that they feel like it's going to cause a detriment to the overall product, we all listen, we all work together to resolve the issue. And combat,
it was definitely a
I know. I'm just saying a lot of people probably picked up on that, because I noticed as you were saying that, I was like, why is he? And I was like, oh yeah, it could have came off like that to someone. That I was just trying to be like, Frank, you're the reason why.
You're the
Alpha's
reason why
getting
Alpha's
delayed.
not done.
And then I'll take the hit for the times when I was like, this map isn't ready. I don't like this map. This map doesn't feel right. This map.
I would
Doesn't
like to
feel
say on
original.
that same comment, though. I would like to say on that same comment that as QA, I really, really like the idea that we throw all these things in there, even at their base level.
Here he goes.
No,
He's famous. This is his famous. This is his famous
let
speech.
me have it, bro.
Go ahead.
All right. We throw it in the base level so that we can see that there is something coming, and you can and we can see stuff happening. And almost as QA, I almost feel bad writing bugs about it
Because I give you
because
hell
I know
for it.
this is yeah, we want to go further, and we're like yeah, okay, we present this as something that we're going to do, and I said, well, this is a great thing to do, but it's not working.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so I almost feel bad about writing a bug about it. But
and I can give
because
a
all
specific
the ideas behind this, Frank and Aaron and Steve and John and everybody that is working on this is doing great things in a common direction, but I have to write the bug about it. I'm sorry.
It's funny because I always give you crap, but man, you guys on the QA side, I try to sneak broken stuff in, and I don't know. You remember that time I had the hole in the, I made a collider in the wall, and because you guys kept finding all these bugs, I was like, "There's one in there you guys are missing." And you took a day. Look, you was like, I've done every possible thing. There's only one bug that can be happening that you're doing, that you got in there, that you put in there to mess with us. And you're like, it has to be the wall, because that's the only thing I haven't ran against since this, I've covered that whole map. So now I'm gonna run across that wall, and then you send me a video of you passing through that hole in the wall. And you're like, yeah. So you got some kind of collision problem. I walk right through the wall and can fall under the map. And I was like, man, I can't get nothing past you guys. I was like, I'm gonna have to do some server or client code related to get past you guys. But it's good though. You gotta have that. People, I've known programmers in my career as a programmer to complain about having to fix bugs, and I always thought it was kind of weird that you would want to avoid fixing issues with a product you work on. But I love our QA team. We give them a lot of hell because they find everything, but overall, that's just one part of building that greater product. And yeah, you're right, Sean. There's a lot of times when we get things out there that they need to be there. We need to show people that we're capable of doing things at even the base level. Like during the pre-alpha, a lot of people had concerns about the enhancement system, the way the enhancement window was built, the way it performed, the way it worked during the pre-alpha. And that was kind of like our minimum operable system, just enough to be able to test the functionality of enhancements and to handle how their inventory and how all that came together. But as you'll see in the upcoming weeks, I think next week we should have the entire player and enhancement experience done. The new enhancement window it's not even a window. It's a full screen menu, full screen UI solution, I should say.
Yeah.
That's also attached to a full screen player window, player information and data window. And it's completely different. So is the way enhancements are handled, because they're actually handled the way they're supposed to be handled now, because the original the early pre-alpha enhancement system, a lot of people are like, this is kind of odd. Like, I have an offensive, defensive, and utility enhancement set, but when I'm leveling up, I unlock enhancement slots in a way that offensive or red enhancement slots always open first. I'm always gonna have, even if I'm a tank, I'm gonna have an offensive enhancement slot open originally, and then the next one will be defense, and the next one will be utility. But if I'm trying to play a utility character from the beginning, I should have the yellow slot open first. And that was just kind of a linear tool that we used initially, because that's how it was to be used. And then Jax did a lot of overhauling to the way he handled that, and now it works the way it's supposed to work, the way it was originally designed to eventually be.
Right.
So,
And what you're making is actually supporting the point I was trying to make, was that everybody has thrown these, hey, let's put this in here, even though it doesn't work yet.
Yep.
And then we will develop it as we go. There's a lot of things in the charging, in all the other aspects of the game that don't actually work yet, but you can see that they're there. Wait a minute, this is going to be something cool.
Yep.
And we are at pre-alpha, alpha stage. That's what this means. We are in this stage of, hey, throw this in here before we get to beta, and let's start developing it.
Well, see, the thing is that there were things that were purposely done too, and the enhancements are a perfect example. The way that everybody saw the enhancements was the very first, most in-depth way that something could be done. Basically, it was, here, players, you get the most control over every type of an item, and it was a it was a test. We went from 36,000 enhancement options. We are currently sitting at 9,000 enhancement options. And that's because we've moved things from, rather than being hard choices that players could make, to random choices that spawn out in the world. So they would be things, rather than you making them and you picking them as a hard choice, they're things that you find in the world that exist. They just have a percentage chance to drop.
Yeah, just like we released it, the pre-alpha enhancement system, where no enhancement was governed by your level, and instead of using the lowest tier, because the players were able to level outside of tier 1. I mean, you could level up to tier 3, I think. And so instead of like saying, okay, we don't have leveling, so we're gonna say you get tier 1 enhancements only. So, which basically are practically, I mean, they're helpful at higher levels, but they're practically useless. We were just like, okay, we don't have level restrictions yet, but we also don't want to say, you can't, you got to keep using these crappy enhancements regardless of how much you leveled up. So we were like, just put them all in there. If they find a level, like a level 30 enhancement at level 1, they can use it, because we don't have restrictions. And, this is pre-alpha. We want people testing. We want people playing around with this, seeing what they think. And we kind of roll with that. We roll with that type of methodology early on because, like Frank was saying, when we release a lot of the elements, we release them at kind of a very early state where...
Should I show them what the enhancement pages look like?
Yeah, sure. Show them. I'm sure people would love to see that. But it's basically, we're releasing things at the earliest stage they're developed at. Just so you see that we're doing it, because it's easy to say we're making a crafting system. We're building a crafting system. You can go and craft, and it's gonna have this and this, and
yeah, we can say it all day long.
Yeah,
we can show screenshots of our development pages all day long.
That could be doctored or created
But guess what? Here we are tonight, like this.
And that's one of the things we try to do often. We always want you to see what we have. Like, even if you're like, okay, this is nice, but it's not done. You can always say, the Valiance team is working on this. You can see it. We'll show you videos. We'll let you play it. And, it may not be perfect. It may not even be, as Sean said, it may not be done, as we want it to be, but you'll be able to say the Valiance team is developing this system. I've seen it in a video. I've played it. They know what, they know what they need to do to go the next step. That's what we want you to recognize. We don't want you to ever doubt that we know how we show you that we have the basics, and we assure you, with our development experience, that we know the path to the next step. We know where we're going next.
Yep. So something I talked about earlier, we'll do a little rewind, is that previously I said we had about 36,000 options, possible options for enhancements. So that means that here inside of this spreadsheet, there would be 36 divided by 4 number of enhancements, because that 36,000 is all 4 different types of enhancement. We've cut that back because the way that we're going to do it now, which this was always a plan, just we were waiting for some of the tech and some other stuff to get in there, is different values will be added to enhancements randomly. I just read the chat and everybody's like, oh, more numbers. I hope you guys are not being sarcastic, because I will show you numbers. But
remember what I told you? You're one of the few creatures on this planet that enjoys this.
So what happens is you have your common enhancements, and we're just talking about one type. We're talking about just damage boost enhancements. You have your common, your uncommons, and your rares. Over here we have whether these are the base stats. So every single common will have this base stat, which mods your universal damage by this amount, and then it progresses. As you go into your uncommon and your rares, it starts picking up secondary stats. So that's what this is. This is your TIS profiles. This takes you to another spreadsheet and another JSON file that allows us to say to the server, hey, this item dropped. All right, well, first it picks, okay, well, what rarity is it? All right, well, it picks the rarity. Now, well, what does that rarity mean? That rarity means that it is going to grab 2 random elements and attach it to this enhancement. Well, where do those random elements come? Well, I have to make a list of what those random elements could possibly be and then assign their values to those things. So this is all...
That's the coolest system too.
This is all part of what is required just to make a random type of drop item, because I feel that is going to provide part of the best way for you to enjoy making progress on your characters by feeling that you've got an item you're crafted or dropped in the world that somebody else may find or may not find, because these values will still have other tech that we're working on that allows these values to spawn between a minimum and maximum range, to have variable ranges on it. But this is all part of moving from pre-alpha to beta. This is one of the things that we definitely had to make a lot of progress on, because the way that we had it set up before was for pre-alpha. Now we're moving into, all right, well, we're getting ready for that alpha, so that means we got to make another step here, and we will see how it goes with the next step. Hope I don't bore people with all my spreadsheets.
People like that. People like just seeing and knowing that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to make one point. I've got to step out for about 10 minutes, but I'll be back. But I wanted to say one other thing to the people in the chat. I'm looking at the chat. My direction is always looking at things from the user's perspective, from the player's perspective, whereas we have a lot of great coders and programmers and planners and everybody that's doing things to, hey, this would be great and this would be this. I'm looking at things from, okay, what does that present to me as a player, as a user? So that's what my job is, and that's what I try to keep focus on, and that's what I also try to keep focus up the line here, going, hey guys, you try to do this, but as a player, that's not coming through. Or, hey, that's great, continue with that. That sort of thing. That's my job.
I see you got XP, the experience, the leveling data sheet up. I know we talked briefly on the forums about it. I said we'd eventually have a blog about it, or we'll live stream and cover it. But we'd cover it. XP debt is a big deal.
Oh yeah.
I know with City of Heroes, I was never a big fan of it. I appreciated it for what it was. And when you first talked about it, I didn't feel like it was a good idea. I felt there were other ways to punish players for dying and taking something away from them, or making the journey back to wherever they last died from more punishing. But then you introduce your idea for the XP debt system for the actual pre-alpha, and then on into the alpha, and it all just seemed to work out better for me. You want to talk about that a little? Like maybe you want to still do a blog about it, but I think it would be really great to kind of give kind of a brief overview of what you have planned and what we have implemented already, and that will be in the alpha release.
Well, so the purpose of the it's
Well,
it's a big way
Is there
to
is there
explain.
a bus coming somewhere?
No, there's no bus coming, but it's okay. So we'll staple everything that I say here with an extreme note of things may change in the future, because these things are all parts that play into how non-combat professions are going to work. And this is not something that we've talked about outside of the team, just because there's a lot to how professions are going to work in Valiance, as far as non-combat, combat, and crafting and gathering, and all the different types of professions, social professions that you could possibly think of. From you enjoy your life sitting behind a bar and making drinks, to you enjoy your life as a musician, to crafting different types of enhancements, or it could be medical type health boosters. It could be just simple property management. There's an endless list of being a detective, or even while you're offline, your character goes from being a superhero to being a normal person in the world, and you're the thing that your character does when you're outside of the game, when you're logged off, your character will go and volunteer to stop a fire, or go and volunteer to be an EMT. So all these things that talk about that are revolving around professions, one of the things that does that is debt, and how your character responds to the physical action of dying. Um, in our game, we're going to more than likely have a system where you don't necessarily uh, instantly die. It's more of you can be incapacitated, then you would die. There would be two steps to death. Your character would respond completely differently to both situations. Sometimes it will actually hurt the stats on your character, in which case it would require you to go and enjoy some time in a social club. Or you could go and find a doctor that would be able to give you some pills that will take care of your fear of combat, or whatever the reason for your character losing some stats due to being constantly defeated in combat. These are all ways that it's not meant just to punish the player, but it's meant to make the player interact with other players. It's meant to make the player interact. You don't just go to an NPC. You actually would have to seek out and find a entertainer that would make you relax. You would have to go seek out a player that's actually a doctor, that whenever he's not online, he's an EMT that runs around in a ambulance. Those type of things are not necessarily meant to just punish you, but they're meant to really give meaning to a living world MMO. So, the way that debt works, yes, there'll be a punishment to your XP for dying. It will be mostly recoverable, with the exception of if you just constantly run into combat recklessly. There'll be a limit to how much you could it's not meant, like I said, it's not meant to be a punishing thing, but it's meant to be just enough that you're like, after this mission's complete, I think I'm gonna go and find somebody. Because in our game, there's no repair armor. You don't have anything that degrades. You don't have any reason that makes you stop failing, so to speak, at whatever's going on, that makes you want to succeed. The opposite terminology. So that's the purpose of the system. A lot of players, as soon as you say the word XP debt, they They're like, "Oh my word!" I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want. They just jump all over that.
I know
and
because that's how I
was a
was.
tank. I was a tank. I mean, I was a pure tank.
Yeah, but if the tank
And
dies,
I
it's the healer's
expect-
fault.
Yeah, then everybody
No,
starts to
no.
crumble around it.
No. If you're a tank and your debt ratio surpasses your experience, you're not a good tank. Go do something else.
Oh my gosh. C4, you got problems, man.
No.
It's like he's like, nah, don't keep trying to
Oh,
play.
come on now.
It's time to hang it up.
Pax, if only we wanted to touch on our implementations of random events and how they affect your character.
Oh yeah, those are. We're gonna bust out an event I've been working on and planning for quite a while for the public alpha launch.
But I mean, just as far as how
and it's gonna
things
be-
inside the
yeah.
game and outside the game affect each other.
Yeah, yeah. We got a bunch of interesting things coming that are gonna be on display. I think it's gonna be really great once it all comes together. Once people see exactly how important everything is.
And there's a
to
lot
the
of things
overall world experience.
There's a lot of things that we don't want to tell you guys about, not because we don't want you to be hyped, but because
when they happen,
we just can't take that moment away from you when you see what happens. Like we want you to be hyped, but we don't want to take that moment away from you by giving you some vague impression of it ahead of time.
Because when it happens, you're gonna wonder. You're gonna wonder if you.
Factor.
Yeah, you're gonna wonder if you affected it. You're probably gonna wonder, could we have done this, or was this predefined? None of it's predefined. These world events, none of them are predefined. They'll all be user or player driven. Players will be able to determine the outcome of every one of the world events we have, every single one. So if something happens and an entire section of the city is destroyed, and you're responsible. Somehow you could have changed the outcome.
Or even better, when you're not on the computer, you're not logged in, you're at school or you're at work, and you get a text message from some friend that's in your guild, and he's like, "Dude, you just helped stop an invasion." What?
See, you're giving it. You're giving it up. You're ruining. Can we just say that? We're not gonna talk about that.
That's not even one of the ones that I was talking about. That wasn't even one of the ones
you're talking about.
That's not gonna be that moment though, because that's gonna happen to players.
That's one of the moments.
That's gonna happen to players long before that.
Yeah, but that's still sort of one of the moments. Well, that's a interesting element of the moment. One of the moments they could have.
One of the moments. But I already did touch on how your character will be doing things in the world.
Some of the awe factor there.
No, not really.
Yeah, you did.
Not really, because that's not what I was talking. I'll tell you. Hold on. I'll tell you which system I was talking about with the stream, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, you weren't talking about that."
No, I know which one you're talking about.
And you're not supposed to be talking about it.
I'll talk about whatever system I want to talk about.
You ruined it, and they'll never forgive you when they experience it now.
Yep.
And did you realize how many bugs I'm gonna have to oh my goodness.
Yeah, man.
The
the worst part is that you won't be able to test any of those bugs in your computer.
Yeah, those are gonna be the worst. We're gonna that's gonna be an interesting element to test.
Oh yeah.
Because of the nature of it and how people are gonna have to go about their offline experience. Can you imagine Sean having to test every possible instance of him and his team out and about in the world testing those concepts? He's gonna be like, I quit. Yeah, I can't go. I can't do
No,
this.
it'd be more like my whole team quit, and
Yep.
it's me, and yeah.
And I'm forced to have to quit because I can't cover this range of things by myself. I
The living
appreciate
world
the
needs it.
opportunity. I can't cover every possible event. Like, yeah, we get it. It's okay. We'll rail things back a little. We'll reduce it by about 20%. How does that sound? Still can't cover that kind of space. Sorry.
Shape charges, it'll work.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna result in by the end. Oh
Well, I think we're
man.
getting to the point where we're gonna wind down here. I just wanted to end the game flying around the city a little
Winding
bit
down
more.
until you finish that power set. You're starting to get tired. I told you.
It's looking cool, man.
It's,
The power set, you guys will see the power set in the game.
now you're gonna finish that power set. You're like, oh man, I don't think I can go. That you got at least for just that one power set. You got at least.
We only got like 3 or 4 more hours to finish that one power set, though.
Yeah, you got at least 2 hours worth of work done, not including what I'm gonna be doing over here. But I'll be
Oh
covering
man,
it
is
parallel
the
to
rabbit
yours.
still in there?
The what?
The rabbit
In where?
in the tunnel.
Oh.
Oh,
No.
I
Oh,
don't.
come on, man! You got to show it.
I don't think we have
That's
the
been
dead
there
end
since
tunnel.
the beginning. That's awesome.
I don't think we have one because now they all come back up to the surface. I saw someone, Rog saw someone had that as their Valiance, avatar on the Valiance page, and he lost his mind over. He was so hyped up about it because that's actually one of his characters from his game world. That are also going to be launching a small product on our Shogun network. And he was like, I can't believe somebody liked that enough to make it their Valiance forum avatar. And he was like, you have no idea how exciting that is that someone would do that. And I was like, I know, right? It's cool, right? When someone likes what you're doing so much that they share it, they show it, they put it on display. I was like, I thought it was pretty awesome when I seen it. He was like, you have no idea how cool that is to me. I was like, oh, I do. I see it every day with Valiance, man. Working on Valiance and seeing people actually enjoy the game and the development and the process and support us and stuff. I thought that was cool too. It's funny because we had a plan. I was gonna add like some kind of trigger system, and once you turn that corner and you saw it, like the engine would identify that you were facing it, and the camera would kind of like focus in, and they'll do this creepy little bunny laugh. and he was all like, do it. And I was like, I never got around to it, but it was like, it'd have been funny if somebody was like, they'd have probably freaked people out. I was like, I know, that's why I didn't want to do it. And there it is, Sean. I want that jump. I want the player to be able to jump from Skyline, super jump from Skyline all the way to Harbor View. All the way to
No.
Wait.
I'm talking
realistic.
man,
I'm a super jump fan, but it's got to be realistic.
That's what that's going to be the first super jump event. When we reveal it, that's what it's going to show me run. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna just leap from Skyline all the way to the center of Harbor View.
I can almost accept that, but you have to have a few powers. How about first?
We'll show off the combination of two travel powers. Then we'll do it like that. If that makes more sense for you, for me to back up and to bust a wild sprint with super speed and then super leap all the way to Harbor View, we can do that too.
That makes more sense.
That'll make more sense.
Hey, do you remember in City Heroes
super speed and super jump? Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
in City Heroes, the stacking of your powers. That's what I want to see. So if you stack some of your powers that seem like they're not really important, but you enable one, enable two, and then you do your thing. It enhances.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go through all that. I'm a programmer. I don't have to do all that. I'm gonna enable super speed and super jump. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna get to about I'm gonna start at the very back wall where of Skyline where it's at right now. Now I'm gonna super sprint till I'm about right at the edge of the City Hall platform, and I'm a rocket. That's I'm rocketing from right in the center of the city, and I'm landing right in the middle of Harbor View. I'm crossing that entire bay, a true super jump.
But did anyone think that our moon was just the skybox changing?
Oh, you can do that. You can do that. You can do that too. By clicking on the sky shader and actually changing the hour.
Yeah.
Just noticing how much detail is in that. A bunch of unnecessary detail, most likely. I never tried to like reduce the detail to see just how good it looked from.
Yeah, oh yeah, over there.
Yeah, but if you click on the sky shader and then change the hour, you can see it all in real time too. On the parent object. And then change the hour over there in the editor. You may want to go down to the ground level. I'm still wondering if night is too dark.
No, I think it looks good.
Yeah,
but be careful what you're clicking there. Be careful what you're clicking there. We could be all like, okay, game's over. We're done. Oh, but there's got to be an SVN backup.
Yep. I was just talking to the new web developer, and he was saying that because I delivered the
moon.
I delivered the new site back up to him, and he was like, "Where's this version that? Where's this the source version that?" And I was like, "We've only had one person working on it aside from another contractor that worked on it for a short period of time." I was like, and it just bounced from hand to hand, and we just back up manually. And he was like, "I have to."
Did you see the moon?
What are you doing? And he was like,
"Yeah,
it was there.
It was the moon."
Did you scale it up? What did you
No,
just
I didn't
do?
do anything to the. I didn't do anything to the moon. It just.
Yeah, you did something.
There must be a gravity controller around here somewhere.
Nah, I just saw that thing was like 10,000 times too big. What did you do though? Did you?
I didn't do anything. Don't worry about it. I didn't do anything. I don't break things.
Saw that.
Don't break.
No, that's somebody else's job that's already been named prior to this conversation.
Yep, I just point out things that are broken, but I don't actually break.
What happened to the textures?
Well,
something.
Chad, you here?
Oh no, he stepped away for dinner.
Yeah, I thought he stepped out. All right, well, I think we're gonna say goodnight.
Don't call no buses.
And yeah, we're not gonna roll. Well,
did you update the? You need to update the SVN and try to run the soldier commander. We need to see if we got all that hooked up before, because that's one of the things we were saying we're going to show off at this.
Did you get the SVN update? Why didn't you tell me?
I did. I told you to update. I think you did update. I think you did it right before you started working on the power set.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we'll pick up. We'll pick up next.
Yeah, we'll have to pick up there next.
We'll pick up there with no. I mean we can. Come
I
on,
have to
fire
restart.
that
I have
up.
to restart the server. Hold on. I'm restarting the server.
But I meant pick up
Somebody
with
from
the
Namesake just added something about night shouldn't be dark.
night should be dark.
Well, it should be dark, but I think we've done a good job of the.
I think he was countering Aaron, saying that he was worried that it was too dark.
Yes, you're probably right.
I was playing around with the wetness shading, and I had it nighttime with it in pouring rain, and the character was perched on the roof shiny, and I was like, man, that is gonna be a moment like that for someone in game. They're gonna be one of those characters that perch on the ledges, and one night it's gonna just start raining. I was like, that atmosphere, but I had it like real night dark just to see what it felt like. And I was like, we need to make that an option. We need to actually make, the default setting and then the option for someone to choose a realistic night lighting. So like they can have that experience, because with, like the default lighting I have now, that feeling wasn't the same. Like you didn't have that dark night feeling to it.
All right. Oh, that's right. We can't do numbers.
Can't do numbers. What do you mean? Pick control. Stop. Orange Julius Cyber.
I'm telling you, man, that's Six Flags. That's one of the things they offer at every stand every 10 feet.
So this is for all the people that were wondering about pick control characters that they might want to make.
I was like, what? Why isn't it? And that's why we decided to have the different. Yeah, call soldier.
Superhero team.
Whoa! I just noticed how is that his very first attack is just summoning the soldier. He has no other way to defend himself. He has no other way to.
Well,
like
with these guys, remember, whenever we first started making them, there was no archetype set. That's where his controls are gonna.
Oh yes. I forgot. You reminded me. And the textures are back. And you're back underwater. I'll fix that tonight. Aegis is a nut, man. Well, John got all that card gen stuff tightened up, so time to get those moderator accounts back up tonight. Paramount, Aegis, Legacy.
Yep.
Jaximus, Ironsight, Max Power. Time to get our ladies in there. Siren, Sakura, Windsong. Whiteout will be cool to have her done too. I love to see her in some promo art with her Arctic zombies, her ice zombies, ice skeletons. And no power sets appear. Yeah, there's something wrong with his skills document. That's why he's spawning with no powers. That his powers aren't set to appear appropriately at level 1. He may be one who still had his abilities under that level yeah, I think that's what it's set to, level 0. So he's not getting his powers because you start at level 1. I think
Oh,
I
I
need
know
to
what
get
you're
that
talking
animation
about.
set up too. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I still don't understand what's breaking restoration though. You should
I would
yeah,
Well,
I would like to
Restoration, he
see
works.
if what the public thinks of the animation of him running with the feet movement and all this so fast versus just his normal running, but everything passing by him at normal at super speed, like it was in other games, namely City Heroes. But yeah,
Well, City of Heroes had that sped up animation too. It wasn't
no,
nearly
it
as
looked like
sped up
you
as
were just
ours.
running.
Nah, you were running at a much heightened speed.
Not like that. Not like that.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like
Nah.
ours because ours is based on speed, on the actual speed, on
Right.
multiplied by his normal speed. So we need
to tone that down a bit.
Nah,
My
man,
opinion.
look at this, man. This is
I'm
awesome.
only QA.
This is realism, man. Somebody would really be moving. Yeah, you gotta.
I think that needs
Yeah,
to be
you
toned
gotta.
down.
Remember, you gotta level up and spawn the advancement trainer,
I think I ain't done this.
and then invest in your ability. That enhancement trainer is like, or advancement trainer is like, oh, spawning with Aegis' outfit on. Oh yeah. Let's see, because I'm blind. I have to blind. Oh, you grab it with left click. Sorry, that's what I wanted to tell you. If you click and grab, you can grab it and move it up much faster. We'll get the scroll speed fixed up.
Oh, our support sets are working.
There we go. Okay, I gotta fix that animation. No.
Yeah, the animation's locked.
Somebody was asking during the alpha, why are your pets spawning? Try a buff. Oh dang! So it's still not breaking. A buff should break that animation. Well,
It's
dang, man.
overriding.
Well, you can still move and then see if the mob should follow you.
I can click the move.
Where is the? I think you need to bring up your group menu for your pet menu to show too. I'll get on that tonight as well. This is something with the.
Well, I
think
didn't
it's 'cause
heal
there
them.
was, once we moved to the new animation system, there was no animation. There they go. Whoa. They're not gonna last long.
I'm about to die. Oh, that ragdoll though.
Is your guys gone? Your guys are out, huh?
Nope. Well, they don't have
You're
any
almost dead.
resistances yet.
And you're dead.
Yeah,
You did a ragdoll. You did a very good ragdoll.
It was a very good
Well, you must be getting
Flipped
your
over twice.
You must get your feet sooner than mine. C4.
It's being hosted out of the east, so if you're
Oh, so I get to do the first impressions.
yeah, if you're
yeah, you
because
did.
it's being hosted out of the
And
east
he's
side of the
still
United
wobbling.
States.
Okay.
Lay off the wine, brother.
Yeah, he had a little bit too much to drink. Somebody in chat was saying we just need a couple bottles of beer or a couple bottles of.
I see in the chat.
Yeah, so we need to there's no we didn't add any tech for the new system when we moved to the new animation system to account for the looping element of the activation.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of grabbing whatever default status animation there was.
All right.
Yeah, the
All
chat's
right.
talking about his so-called punch drunk.
Yeah, it's drunken brawler
and
style.
If you go up before that, and if you scroll up before that, you will see that Namesake Radio is let's see, what
2
was
boxes
it?
of
He had-
liquor.
I gotta roll
Look,
up.
that bear was like, hold up, hold on, this ain't
Something ain't right here.
Yeah, he's like, hold on, look at this guy, he's like, go go, man, it's all good.
I really like what Namesake Radio had to say. Doing or not with part of an alpha, yo. Too many games, alpha, beta, testing. Man, he's pretty much laying it right there where it is.
I like how Frank is such a these guys can't say, they're not gonna survive that at all. They're completely useless in this case. They got wiped out so quick. They had no opportunity to survive that. That's the type of things you send people into. That's what happens when you tell me to go check out a spreadsheet. That's what it's like. That's literally what it's like. Like, hey, will you check this out? See if it's like, send me over there. Send me, like, get my head crushed. So yeah, so we got it. I can get those other ones up quick. So
Sweet.
now,
We had an issue today.
yeah, my computer right before the stream. Well, about 2 or 3 hours before the stream, I was trying to get Legacy's game bill up, and he was having an issue with a file. So I tried to re-import it inside of Unity so I could resubmit it to our versioning repository. And immediately, upon doing the re-import, Unity crashed immediately and had to recache my entire project. So, and it's usually a 4 or 5 hour process, but it's been 5 hours now, and I'm only 50%. So tonight, my live stream involvement tonight went completely sideways.
It's all right. We had a live stream. We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll be doing another live stream for sure.
Let's do it again tomorrow night. That'll be cool.
Yeah, man.
You want to do it, Frank? I'm down for tomorrow night too.
I was joking.
No,
let's
I
get
wasn't.
a little bit more. I got things that I want to show everybody. I want to make sure they're done tomorrow, so we'll see about it.
Okay, I'm down with tomorrow too, because I'm gonna do a lot of work tonight, polishing up some stuff and getting those pets set up, getting cyber special forces and the drone for drone operating rolling.
Cyber Special Forces, is that the Special Forces part? That means they are flying deer pigs, right?
No, actually, that means that they're ninja pigs.
I also need to figure out, John, are you still on deck? You still there? I haven't even looked at the...
Yeah, he's still there. I mean, he's here. But I think we did. Oh, there he is. Yeah,
what was I going to ask? I forgot what I was going to ask now.
Goodness gracious, man.
Oh, did you do the UI conversion for the pet window?
I thought it was in there, but I'll have to double check before the next stream, I guess, just to make sure.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not seeing it right now in Frank's unless it's not opening automatically. Maybe it's part of the group window now. Frank, try to open your group window.
The pets should be a separate window, but I don't know.
Oh,
not sure why it's not showing up.
That may be true. Maybe the menu options disabled or something.
Yeah.
because I know we did edit our menu because there's a bunch of functionality from Legends of Ethereum Project Gargon that Valiance wasn't going to share. That probably got disabled. But yeah, thanks everybody. We had a kind of rough day with my computer going down before I could get everything, or my Unity crashing before I could get a lot up for the stream. But we made, some effort to get as much going as we could. And overall, I think it was a good stream. We'll let everyone know if we're gonna do another stream tomorrow, sometime early tomorrow, and we'll organize with Aegis to get the social networking out there for it. But I'm definitely. If Frank wants in on tomorrow, I'm open tomorrow too, because I want to show off everything I didn't get to show off today because of this silly computer.
I'll be here as well if needed.
Look at you. I'll be there.
Just for comic relief, if nothing else.
But we appreciate you being here.
We appreciate you causing all the trouble you do.
We appreciate our other team members that took time out of their real life to come and join us, and we appreciate all you guys in chat that came and joined us. To come and join us tonight. We really do appreciate all of your support, and we can't. It's literally impossible for us to overstate how much we appreciate all of you guys supporting us. It's literally not possible for us to use enough words to show our appreciation for your support. So we're glad. We hope that you guys enjoyed yourself. We hope that we showed you some of the more intricacies of Valiance Online that help you to appreciate and help us to communicate with our public, or to communicate with the player base very well. And we look forward to sharing anything. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions or things that you would like to see, definitely throw them up on Facebook, Twitter, or throw them up on the forums. We're all very active, and we love to reply sexy spreadsheets. I got plenty of sexy spreadsheets.
Put those spreadsheets away and don't ever show them again, ever.
Hey, some people were hype over the spreadsheets. Oh, we will show some of the bubble stuff. That's what I wanted to get done before the next stream.
We'll finish the bubbles. We'll finish the bubble power set tomorrow on stream if Frank can make it to the stream. We'll prep a lot of the stuff before like visual effects prefabs, so you don't have to see us assemble those, but you will see us the setup process that we have to do with both the effects spreadsheets, the ability spreadsheets, and the skills server files, so you can see what goes into putting them together. But we'll try to cut corners by not having to do all that extra development on the live stream.
Once again, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time. Stay tuned to watch our Facebook, Twitter, and our forum posts, because we will definitely be keeping you in the loop on any new announcements or any things that are coming up as far as our team's concerned. Thank you all. See you guys next time.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, everybody.